30 seconds. New favorite line.
All right.
While we're waiting on that, I'm going to go walk the front door.
I thought you were going to say walk the front door. I'm like, what?
Walk it out.
I walk it?
In order to do that, I need my keys.
Need some keys there?
Yeah.
I got keys.
Pop his bad Larry out.
Pop it. Lock it.
Pop out chat. Minimize that.
Pop out the chat like a new baby.
Here we go. Here we go. Tom Connors is up in there. WRX.
Yo.
You can comment as Shook. You should definitely say something spicy. As
In our
Shook.
own chat.
Yeah.
All messages are visible.
Shalom.
Hi, Jason. I love you.
Wait, how is he commenting from the parking lot?
Before I barged in. I know. I was expecting him to come in.
I was hoping he was good. I didn't know we...
All right. We're
Could've sat
popped
on pause
out.
live.
We're good to go. We're live there. I'll jump back over here when we run the intro.
Pat Kudo's going to kill
Clear.
a family of 6 commenting in the chat while he's driving home.
Pico's just going to freaking chat and drive.
I got a haircut. Now these are way too big.
I gotta go get a haircut. I'm looking a little moppy.
It is long for you.
Yeah, I know.
It's very long for you.
I gotta go get it trimmed up.
I'm like, that doesn't look moppy.
No,
For him? Yeah, he's what do you tell him the 1? Give you a 1?
3.
3. Okay. It's long, that's longer than I expected.
Yeah.
Or actually, yeah, 0, right.
Yeah. 3 is for me.
Oh, he's outside still.
Waiting in the lot till my other trade deal arrives. It's
He's
just,
slinging dope.
it's just the hub of automotive, yeah. Whatever. Oh my God, man. Trope.
You gonna make it?
You know, sometimes I question if I will. 40's a little long in the tooth, if you know what I mean.
I think you'll be all right.
He's going to wing it.
Yep. Hey, you know, we keep going.
Who's seen Pat McAfee's what do you call it? Super Bowl desk?
I seen it, and I seen that he gave Mystic Scenic a big shout.
Yeah.
Live on the air.
Big deal. Mystic
huge.
Scenic Studios built that and some other cool stuff, I'm sure. But that desk was pretty cool to check out.
Yeah, it was wild.
Looks like a blackjack table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing on the whole Vegas theme.
Oh, the Vegas theme.
1, 2, there we go.
It's nauseating.
What up, Doug?
You know, what do you think of Vegas?
It's cool. It's something.
I'm good for like
do it.
a day and a half.
Yeah. Like the 2 days, my max.
Yeah. Like, 2 days with a half day, I give for the logistics. I'm fine.
I fear Vegas. I got addicted to playing blackjack in Grand Theft Auto for like 2 weeks. So if I go to Vegas with real money,
You
I'll
think it's
probably
gonna-
have to kill myself.
You think that's how it's going to play out?
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad time.
It's going to get lured in. I mean, that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
Are you a drinker? Do you drink?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the thing.
Oh yeah.
You're exactly what they're going to aim for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I go, you coming in? How about you try this game?
Yeah. Catch me with some Long Island iced teas ripping a slot machine in half.
The first time I went to Vegas, we stood at a casino hotel called Palace Station, which was very cool, a little sad at the same time. Palace Station at the time when I went, UFC was nowhere near as big as it is now. So Palace Station had a lot of UFC fighters. That's where I met Chuck Liddell, Josh Koscheck, literally like in the lobby walking by. I'm like, what the fuck? This is wild. But then the sad part of it was like, okay, me and my friend CJ, my friend Louie were all there. Leave, go out at like, 5 in the afternoon after a shower, go get food, and we're going to go party hardy. Cool. We leave. There's some old lady sitting at a slot machine like right outside our door. We return at like, 4 in the morning.
Dude, yep.
Still there. Wake up at like 9 or 10 the next morning. Still there. It's like,
She's in it to win it.
what the fuck? This lady is she dead?
I mean, it's that meme of you're as soon as you give up, you're about to hit those diamonds.
Right,
Yeah.
that was the one. Next
Yeah.
person's gonna come in and win it all.
Exactly.
Wild.
I had an experience similar to that when we stayed at the El Cortez for the Mint, and it was like same situation. Like went out to do a bunch of stuff with the car. There was a person sitting at the bar slot machine
Oh,
in a wheelchair accessible bar slot machine with an oxygen tank.
That's just gluttonous.
We get back in super late. He's there. Next morning, up early to do more car stuff. Still there.
He's just mainlining.
Get back,
Vegas.
yeah. Get back after like tech and contingency and all that stuff, which is pretty late in the afternoon. The parade, all that stuff, still there. Like
that's yeah.
What do they do about
and the El
the
Cortez is like one of the last, if not the last, hotel that has slot machines that use actual like coins.
Yeah.
It's a wild sound. It really is. Nothing can beat that.
Yeah. No. It's wonderful sound, actually. I do like that sound.
Yeah,
USDM Pachinko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, America.
No matter how sad the site was, it'll never be as sad as Circus. Just as a whole vibe.
Just in general.
You been to the Luxor?
Yeah.
Rough.
I mean, Circus is a whole other bag of hammers.
The other one, I was thinking of, I never remember the name. It was like night themed. There was like a castle.
Oh my God! Hold on.
That place was a fucking dump. Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Excalibur. Excalibur has a jousting
Yes.
in the basement.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I've
Dude.
never attended. Probably should.
I didn't attend. I just got to see. So we walked down. So you're in like the basement, not the basement, but the ground level floor of Excalibur, if I can kind of vaguely remember. And there's these double doors and like 3 steps down. And it's like jousting, like live jousting. I'm like, come on, get out of here. And I walk down, open the door, and it opens up to this like arena. Like an arena. And you're like, how is this below the casino and hotel? Like, it's so big. It's like, it would be like if you take the Dunkin' Donuts Center or the Amp or whatever and put it below the casino.
It's the magic of
Dude.
Vegas, baby.
That's below the casino.
That's
There's
fire.
no way.
It's
So they're running an illegal jousting thing out of the basement.
oh no, it's all on the up.
Look at it.
All on the up.
It's
and up.
huge.
The king is there.
How the hell?
He's having a fucking hell of a time.
Yeah, dude.
Love that.
That's
That's Vegas in one photo.
that is what serves. The fucking Salisbury steak.
Wow. Okay. But like, so Josh, if you go back like 2 photos, so the doors go up, no, to the right, right there. So you see those like doors? They open up to like right there. So I open that up and I'm just looking around and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What is this place? Oh my god!
Last time I was there for work, I tried getting tickets, but believe it or not, it's sold out like pretty far in advance.
With this kind of cuisine,
You have 4 wedges.
Swab?
I'm pretty sure
that's
a
some
pigeon.
kind of cuisine, all right.
that's not a chicken.
That's a
by the
pigeon.
way, yeah, that's definitely not. The bun is bigger.
That's a desert pigeon.
Why did they position the chicken so slutty?
Yeah.
Stop! It's my first time.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yo, this is haunting. I'm gonna think about this
Why
when I
are
go
they
to
all,
bed
like,
tonight in the
holding
worst way.
themselves?
The chicken literally looks like it's screaming.
I'm pretty sure that one has a claw on the other wing.
Oh my god,
That's
dude.
haunting.
Yeah, it's a squab
The corn's all deflated.
or Cornish. Is it a Cornish? hen?
Cornish hen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like some kind of Halo
Yeah, dude, look
3
at this.
animal.
What?
Oh, one of the
That
flights.
is-
That's Alice Cooper,
Yeah,
I think.
That's a whole vibe.
That's
is
also upside down. But
yeah, that's upside down. But like, that's somehow below a
dude,
casino.
look at that.
It doesn't make sense.
That's like 2 floors.
It's huge. It's
wow.
unreal.
That's the vibes. I'd skip dinner. but I
That's
wanna
exactly what Lock City Drift feels like. That last picture. Go back over it.
At night we ride.
go. This right.
That's the last session of the day for sure.
Oh, that's the middle of the day B group just sending it.
Yeah, you get the boys together.
That's
mount,
Mike.
Mount up.
There's Mike
that's,
right
that's
there.
how it feels
That's
to pit
Mike.
maneuver a Wise Fab Z so you can finally go fast.
Oh my god. Some of these.
Wait, which media photographer is taking these? Do you see that?
This is like local like TripAdvisor.
The
people.
radial blur is
Yeah,
my
these are
favorite.
just a bunch of boomers who stumbled upon this place.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
it's-
And the fact that I was able to just walk in here while there was not a show going on.
it's so good.
The fact that they have pyro in the basement is also crazy.
I bet that place smells horrendous.
Oh, it's gonna be
Manure.
great. But between
Smells of manure.
fireworks, squab, and manure.
And fucking wizards.
Horse farts and unseasoned chicken.
Oh my god, the chainmail. What an incredible place.
Just think all of these people who are like, let's call them actors in this, live somewhere in Vegas.
Let's call them actors.
Why does the wizard look like he's caught doing something he shouldn't?
Chris Hansen just found that man.
Oh
Yeah.
my
You just saw
god.
him.
That's it.
dude.
So I walk by, go back. I'm walking by and I look to my right and all these lights are on. I'm like, there's not a chance. See these steps? That
You
rope
just
wasn't there.
walked right through?
Dude, that rope, no one was there.
that rope is there because of you.
Probably. That rope wasn't there. And I just, what's down here? The Tournament of Kings? Like, what could this be? The dinner show? And I open it up. I'm like, oh my God.
How surprised were you?
Dinner
I was blown away.
and a showdown. Wow.
Yeah.
What's on that
Vegas.
sign? Vegas, man. What a place.
Also, next door is a Luxor where they have the bodies exhibit.
Yep.
The what?
Bodies. It's like
Bodies
essentially
like cut down or cut in half.
a bunch of
I'm
like
all set.
Chinese citizens
Yeah.
that get sliced up
That were
for
donated.
science. Yeah.
This is America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and inside of the Luxor is the Titanic exhibit as well. It's like, what are we? This is
really
Vegas, baby.
really bringing the vibes, you know?
Haunting.
Yeah. Ready to party?
I think so.
It's woogie woogie.
I think so. We're recording on that. Let me bring back I gotta bring Excalibur down.
He's just staring at me into my soul.
What is that?
Chris, what is that his name? Fucking photo up there.
Oh, Chris Harris. And on that note, we'll count down 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Corey.si.
Hello.
Chuck is still, what's he doing? He's snowboarding this week. I
He
think he's
is
leaving
snowboarding.
today, right?
I think he left this morning.
Yeah.
He is probably on the mountain as we speak.
Yep.
If I know him. So
He's out there shredding the gnar with the pow. And Shook has broken his car again. I don't know the status of that. It will not start. He is stranded. That's all I got.
try jumping it.
No, it's he sent me a video. It's the starter. Like it just
Didn't he post on Instagram like 2 weeks ago that he was looking for
a starter.
a starter?
I think so. It's finally came to fruition.
It's good he was shopping for it before
Yeah, he was
needed
trying.
it.
He was trying. He kind of knew it was on the way out. In today with us to hang out is Raph
Shalom.
and Mr. Big Paul Osaka Flocka.
Hey, how you doing?
We are going to talk to Paul about attending the Rolex 24 in Daytona a week or so ago, and probably just hit on some of his general projects. He's a, big time car guy. Always comes to donut meets. Always great to see his face at Lock City Drift events, and he's just living the life. So, I'm going to talk to him about a handful of different things. Before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by everybody out there in the chat, everybody who supports the Beat for B, everybody who goes to our website, revivalmotor.com, and signs up for that or purchases some merch from us, some coffee, whatever it is. We're working on some stuff. I'm slowly working on some stuff. The pre-order stuff, all the embroidered gear, is all done. Zach got in touch with me yesterday, today. I can't remember what date it was. It's basically going to be packed up and shipped. So as soon as that is received on our end, we will start pumping that out to all of you who placed an order for that stuff. So thank you very much.
Nice.
And then, like I said, slowly working on some new stuff for not the rest of the year, but, whatever the next thing is.
We still got mystery shirts. We still got
we do have
canned
mystery
coffee.
shirts up there. Yep, got some coffee. We have some cases left, so
Yeah,
we'll
we got
be
a
pretty
decent
good.
amount.
should be pretty good for the remainder of winter before we get into the spring season. So, again, hit us up, revivalmorning.com, if you want to support in some way. So, let me hit this first button.
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
Some callbacks. I have a couple this week.
Fire away.
Some last-minute ones, if you will. Let's see.
You gonna make it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
From Ian from Instagram. He just writes, not a question, but while I was working out this morning, going through old episodes, 104.
All right, buddy. Relax.
He just wrote, a question came up. Who would you kill in the studio with your bare hands? And no hesitation, everyone said young Ben. The follow-up comments were even better. I could not breathe. I was laughing so hard. So big shouts to him. That was a moment Corey and I talked about this last week, I think, before we started recording, how we leave this place and try to remember what the hell we talked about, and it's gone.
Totally gone.
I'm here in the moment, but after that, I'm just gone.
A friend of mine messaged me like 2 weeks ago. So not last week's episode, the week before, with Pete and his son. And he was like, hey, like, what wheels are you trying to 3D scan? I was like, none. And he was like, oh, you were talking about 3D scanning wheels. And I'm like, dude, I got nothing. Like, I'm trying to 3D scan another part. They're not wheels. So maybe I misspoke. Most likely did. But I was like, I have zero recollection of this. Like, not even the slightest. So, yeah, it's almost like once we hit stop recording, it's like I didn't download any of that data.
Yeah, it's just in and out. I'm just a pass-through because even when I'm going to write the description of the episode, I barely remember it. Doesn't help that it's also, 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 sometimes.
Yeah.
When I'm at my desk at home trying to get it done. But, yeah, easily forgotten. I don't know why. So it's good to hear callbacks and reminders of things like that.
What's the it's this thing's gone but not forgotten. In this case,
Exactly.
It's forgotten but not gone.
Yeah, it's just placed into a different hallway that I don't have access to.
Yeah. I haven't unlocked that part of my brain yet.
Put in storage.
Yeah, exactly. I did have one other small one from our friend Artie Woo Cakes. He is in need of one RS005. If anybody has any leads, and we're talking BBS wheels out there. So one RS005, if somebody has a lead on one.
What is the specs on that? RS005. What
looks like a
5x120, 16x7.
That's it. Looks like a 16.
Yeah.
So like E30 fit?
Yeah. I just assume. Yeah, something along those lines there. Yeah. 16.
But he's on the hunt.
Offset ET11.
If you know anybody who be holding.
72.5 has got to be BMW, I assume. Or originally BMW.
ET11 though?
Corvette? That's weird. I don't know. Yeah. That's my favorite thing. I mean, RS, the world RSs. Like, there's RS, BBS RS. And then there's, like, numbers that coordinate with them. And I like when people, like, post them. I'm like, ooh, which number is that? Like, I don't just use it. So I'll remember that. I'll remember, RM012 is, the wheels I have on my car. Those are specific. I'll somehow remember this RS005 for some reason. But, like, what I'm going to talk to you about here in 10 minutes, gone, dude. Gone. Next time you see me, you're like, gone.
I remember the song lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, Pete Coots. In and out like your mother's bedroom. That should say Jordan's mom's bedroom.
Big shouts, Pete Coots.
I appreciate that, buddy. So, yeah, if you need parts, shut up. We'll see if we can help you out. But an RS005, that is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Also, as an aside, shout out to Dan. My mother's wonderful.
She's
watching right now.
Is she?
I think, yeah. If she can figure it out how to get on it.
Send her the link. Come on, help her out.
I got shit to do. My sister's there.
You get shit. I don't think you have shit to do.
I'm busy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you have that much to do.
That's what my sister's for. She's over there.
Your mom's very nice, actually. I've met her a handful of times.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
She's very nice.
Yep. I remember when she had to pick you up because the car you went to pick up.
Oh, yeah. My Mercedes was pissing fuel. That was exciting.
They just
the fuel. Dumped fuel.
Oh, that was our hood spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
We're lucky nobody threw a cigarette.
Yeah.
We're like no one was smoking meth.
That was just no, somebody was just not directly in front of us.
Yeah, that was a hood spot. So you saw OG Studio.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow, yeah, I forgot about that. Right, because obviously, you came in and said, "Oh, this place is awesome," And it's just like I try to explain to everybody what the OG place looked like, but it's impossible.
I really, really, really liked the garage aspect of that.
Yeah.
I didn't like location. I really liked the garage.
Yeah.
The studio was raw. I mean, it got us started.
Yeah.
It got us here.
Was that the closet one?
Yes.
Yeah. So we got to appreciate it. T's and
Yeah.
P's. But like that spot area was not good.
Yeah. Very. I mean, you can listen to. It's funny because you listen to early shows, and you can hear all the
Yeah, the fire
background,
trucks down
just domestic abuse.
there. You got a little picture framed of that. One of the episodes.
I have a photo of the studio while it was covered in flies.
We've talked about it so many times. You could
yeah.
just send it to me so I can print it.
Yeah, I gotta send it over. I'll do that tomorrow.
I remember when we first started doing this, speaking of the old studio, I was talking to my dad about it. I told him, he's like, where is it? I told him, he was like looking at me like, why?
Why is it there?
Why are you there? Like, I don't know, that's what's available. It's like,
It's
so good.
Yeah, I was kind of fairly oblivious to all the shit that happened around us there. But
I
then
will say-
sometimes it would like pop up on the news.
Several years removed from it now, I will say, no one was ever concerned with anything we were doing.
No.
Like,
We were the least of anybody's concern.
yeah, like opening the garage door, taking a car out, putting a car in, like not one single person ever turned an eye, looked,
Yeah.
even thought about us there.
Yep.
Like, so we're genuinely like the least of all. Yeah. Least of anyone's concerns over there.
Phil in the chat. He says, I was in that neighborhood the other day and was like, damn.
Yeah. It's an interesting spot, but
Yeah.
it got us here. It got us here. So we don't really have to thank it, but we can remember it.
I was always comforted storing my car there because I knew that there was better, more stealable and expensive vehicles around it. So.
Yeah.
I think, I never really felt worried about the cars there.
No, it was just kind of like, I was more worried about like,
My walk back to my car
yeah,
when leaving. That
Yeah.
was like definitely the risk of being mugged.
I remember I went there. So shout out to my dad in the chat. What's up, Gus? I'll actually see Gus tomorrow. He's getting some work done on his car. Kyle's doing it for him.
Oh, sick.
I was actually
Sound system?
no Kyle, BMW Norwood. One morning I went at like 5:45, 6 a.m. to like pick up a car to go to a show, and I was propositioned for some extracurricular activities by what I can only describe as like a grandmother. So that's really the only like encounter I had, I should say.
It was a
And,
side quest.
What's that?
It was a side quest.
that line of work doesn't have 401k plans, apparently.
No. Those at the time, it just totally caught me off guard. Like at night, you'd kind of expect it, but like at 6 a.m., I was like, "Excuse me."
Well, her night hasn't ended.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Do you have any callbacks?
I do. I always think maybe I should have a dash cam. I know you put one in your wife's car, right?
I did. I'm a big proponent of them. I'm going to purchase them for other family members. Let's put it that way.
So I don't do a ton of driving. Like I always talk about how I don't drive a ton on here. And this morning I'm at a gas station getting gas. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm sitting in my car after pumping the gas, and I'm like looking at something on my phone before I leave. And I see this woman in like what I can only describe as like a mid 2000s Silverado, like single cab, long bed, pickup truck. And this gas station has two entrances and exits, one on the left, one on the right. But then in the middle is like curbing with like what is shrubbery in like non-winter, and then a sidewalk, and then the curb, and then the street. And she just drives up to the curbing, and it's just like up against the curbing, and I can hear the engine like, and I'm looking, I'm like, what is happening? And she's like holding the wheel, but like, like if you're trying to pull up to something, you're like leaning forward to like look. And she's like looking like no fucking clue what's going on. And then finally like chirps it and gets up onto the curb and in the middle, like not like soil area. And now she's like beached. And it's like bouncing. And I'm like, what is going? And dude, not a care in the world in this woman's face. Like totally unfazed, just like, oh, I just have to pull out into traffic now. Like, and everyone around her is just stopped and watching, and like people pumping gas or like jaw on the floor, just like watching. I never even think to like, I'm taking my phone and record. This is not real. My brain goes for anything. But like people in traffic, I'm like looking at them and they're like looking around. Like, what the fuck is going on? And like 6 feet to the right was the other exit, and maybe 10 to 12 feet to the left is the other exit. And she just decided she was going to drive straight out over the curbing, across like the little like soil, over the other sidewalk, curb down to the road, and just like pull out and take a right and just like.
She subscribes to the fastest way to anywhere is a straight line.
Yeah, but like if she charged it and just like hopped over it, I'd be like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was the slow pull up to it.
Right.
And then like kind of gently kind of ease the engine into thinking it's a good idea to jump this curb.
Yep.
That's a level of whimsy that I aspire to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just so right. That's the thing. I question, did she know the curb was there? Because why else pull up so slow?
Overlanding enthusiast.
But like, so for example, like if they were like, say I see like a vehicle like Raph's Tacoma.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm like, oh, they're having a good time. Like they're gonna drive over the curb, whatever.
Right. We may or may not have done that at the local bodega.
This was a clapped out, like shitty fucking Silverado, like not lifted, not big tires on it, nothing. I think this woman was just in a fog or something. But like the resistance of not being able to drive over the curb, you'd think she'd be like, let me back up for a second.
Yeah,
like, what's going on here? And it was just like, let me just keep easing into it more until I like chirp the tires and get over.
She probably was thinking like, there's something wrong with my car. There
Oh,
is.
yeah, 100%.
There's a 6-inch curb in front of it.
2 6-inch curbs, a sidewalk,
So
and then another 6-inch drop down into the street.
And that also leads to, well, if there's something wrong with your car, why are you immediately flooring it more? Just kind of questioning here the brain capacity.
Yeah, it's it was an interesting thing. But I so many times I'm like, if I had a dash cam, like I could probably catch this. It'd be interesting. But then again, like
Part of me is like, does your potential percentage for a massive incident to take place go up just because you have the dash cam?
I don't know, because
It
I
doesn't. It's
genuinely
just one of
don't
those-
see a lot of things.
It's one of those mental things for me, like,
Yeah.
oh, something's gonna happen if I have this.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of things like that. This is a special moment.
I see a handful of special moments. I also
You
drive,
drive
a lot.
Yeah, you drive a lot
So,
more.
like, yeah.
Oh, you drive a lot in Florida?
I drive a lot everywhere. I
So you
average
must
about
see-
35,000 miles a year.
I'm at
Oh,
like
wow, that's a ton.
8.
I almost T-boned a RAV4 on the way here out of Principal. This dude took an off-ramp from the middle lane. I was like, that's not fucking happening, boss. Just laid on the horn and said, see you later.
Dude, the amount of people I see who just give no fucks and make, let's call them 3.5 lane maneuvers,
Oh, yeah.
whether it be from slow lane to high speed lane or high speed lane to exit. That's always my favorite.
Oh, the sweep?
The sweep. Yeah. It's just like, dude, what are you doing?
I got in a car accident with my 240 like that. Some lady took a right from the middle lane, and I T-boned her. And she got out of the car to argue with me, and she's like, if I was taking a right turn, how was I in the middle lane? And I'm like, that's the question at hand.
Yeah.
And then she
Let me
ran.
ask you.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
she ran. It was dope.
Dude, see, dash cam. what
Insurance cashed me out. She got arrested. It was a whole thing. It was
the hell?
fucking
Oh,
sick.
You got that cash me outside.
Hell yeah. She had to pay me restitution too. It was dope.
Unbelievable.
Checks. That's why my 240 is black now. That's not a joke.
Shouts to her. Shouts to her. Yeah. I don't see that much.
Pat, when the fuck did you run from the cops in your Accord? What the fuck are you talking about?
Jesus, dude.
Right now, he's outside.
I remember one time he was on his way to my house and he was late, and I was like, Pat, where are you? And he's like, dude, I hydroplaned off the highway and did like a 360 into the median. I'm going home. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm done for the day. That's it. Packing it up.
Yeah, I don't see enough. So like to spend the money on like a dash cam, I don't even know how much they are. Install one.
Not terribly expensive.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I think it is.
I have
I
one
mean-
that goes over your mirror and just looks like a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly fine.
Tanya's got hers. Probably had it for a year or two, maybe now. And has maybe had 2 or 3 recordable incidents. Fortunately, no accident or anything like that. But like she's paying attention, and had she not been paying attention, she would have been T-boned. And it's just like some fucking I almost had the opportunity to say the joke.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so close. I was setting it up. Damn it. But she noticed this person flying through a set of lights, and she stopped and she was yelling profanities as the person.
Oh, did she
drove
post
by.
that video?
She did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But it's just like, fortunately, she's seen them. But it just like shit like that happens all the time. People are fucking stupid.
Yeah. The wiring, it's like one power and one ground.
Yeah. Like key on.
Yeah.
You know.
Or even
Yeah.
just a cigarette lighter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
simple.
can. They do come with a cigarette lighter plug-in. If you're gonna be bouncing from vehicle to vehicle,
cigarette lighters are convenient.
yeah, it's perfect.
I remember the Garmin GPS days. I had one time where I hooked my arm on the cord for it and ripped it off the dashboard, and it'll never happen ever again. I will never install a dash cam that way because the rage that flowed through me was never forgettable. It was something.
Yeah, the Garmin GPS.
I almost
days.
ripped the door
I was
off
a
the car.
TomTom guy. TomTom.
Ah.
You're one of those people.
I had a TomTom. Yeah, it's gonna get into my next thing actually. I was a TomTom guy. I didn't have a Garmin. I don't maybe I couldn't afford a Garmin. I don't know, but I had a TomTom.
Hell yeah.
I liked them. But my next thing is like there's like I talked about last week, like there's Google Maps and Waze, and then like that comment I made. I didn't know there was so many Waze apologists out there.
Waze is dope. You're
I
an
don't-
insane person.
I don't like Waze.
It's dope.
What?
It's just
I would
it's like a video game that they're like conning everyone into playing.
if I didn't use Waze on the way over here, I'd have $4,000 in speed tickets for those speed cameras.
So that's the thing
It just
is-
told me where all of them are. I'm like, that's
They're only
sick.
$50 a pop. You'd be all right.
So, like Google Maps, I understand what you're saying. It's a bit less cartoony,
Yes,
but it definitely doesn't give me the heads up of what's happening.
Google Maps is for
as
people who
much.
don't have joy in their life.
I just need to get somewhere. I don't need to hear about the roadkill in the road. I don't need.
Apple Maps is for the unwell.
Dude, the Apple Maps.
Oh
Those
my
people
God.
should be put
They
down.
haven't even made it to the table for discussion.
They're at the kids' table.
Yeah, it's like the game they make you play where like you have to tap on this thing that says still. You don't have to, but it's like enticing you.
Still there.
It's enticing you to tap on this thing and say still there.
Yeah.
And there's like a bar, and it's like you see it, and you're like, why? It's like giving you this like urge of like I have to fucking touch it before
Yeah.
it runs out.
Yeah.
It's just like it's foolish. Waze is distracted driving.
So that reminds me, I was coming back from Brewster the other day, and there's a stretch of 495 that's all potholes. Somebody took their time out of the day to mark every single one for 2 miles straight.
That's a crazy
I mean, that's
person.
that's
So
not
my
hard though.
knee-
You just go, and then it marks it.
Yeah, but when you're trying to listen to music and every single pothole up ahead, pothole up ahead, pothole up ahead, it gets kind of annoying.
If you're seasoned texting and driver, it's not hard.
This explains a lot.
Not me, but like somebody.
It's hilarious because there's the animal warning, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
Like that's come up a handful of times, and I'm like, "Whoa, son of a bitch, there's deers up ahead."
it was like roadkill ahead, and I'm driving. I'm like, no, that's a chair. It's literally a chair on the highway. Like, what?
Well,
thing.
it's, yeah, close
but
enough.
it's still notifying you. So, but with that being said, I'm giving it a fair shake. I'm gonna ride it out for a little bit longer.
Yep. Have you changed the? Do you listen to it audibly?
No, it doesn't. The only thing it tells me is like the warnings, the alerts.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
you can change
alerts.
the voice.
Nah,
But you can
turn
have
it
you
all
changed the
off.
voice.
Yeah.
There's Snoop Dogg on there.
There's a
if you
bunch of
really
different voices.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want something more soothing?
But yeah, I might give it a shot.
I-
Just like turn everything off.
I don't want any device to talk to me.
Yeah.
GPSs are all silenced. My
Yeah.
phone is on no vibrate, no ring.
Yeah.
I'll find you if you call me. I'll
Yeah.
see it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I haven't. I just got voicemail for the first time about 2 months ago, and it just miraculously happened.
Yep.
So that's fun. So now you can actually find me. But
Yep.
yeah, it used to be just missed calls. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, no device talk. No devices talk to me. Fuck that.
Can I get to you? with
I'm
smoke
fair.
signal?
Yeah, I'm with that as well. Yeah, so I got to see. I obviously like any kind of like step by step guidance. Like I've that's been turned off for years on
Yeah.
any sort of GPS thing. But the alerts, it's like it's too much.
The important thing's the police in the red light cameras.
I I'm a creature of habit. I drive the same path every day, so like I think that's where my disconnect is with the usage of it.
Yeah.
Right,
Versus
you
like
don't
you driving
see-
so much, I can see it being a tool. I think if I drove more, I could see it as a tool. But like for me, it's like pick what kind of like cartoon car you want. It's like it's just dumb.
You just don't pick that.
Make it a dot.
Just
Make it a
don't pick
dot.
it.
Yeah. It's just dumb.
Just,
You don't
just,
get
just don't
to-
use those
But
features
why is it like an option?
for whimsy.
Yeah. People need options, I guess. I don't know.
You don't want to be an F1 car?
No.
What am I? Oh, I'm the killdozer.
That's the thing.
I'm
It's
the
like, what is
killdozer.
this?
Yeah.
I feel like it looks like a Grand Theft Auto map. Like it's all pastel. It kind of looks hand drawn a little bit. Like
I don't
that
get
said
the
it's-
little birds. What are the little birds?
I have no
Birds on
idea.
there?
Yeah, sometimes there's like little orange birds.
that's the thing. thing. Nobody even
I don't know
knows what
what
some of
they're
this shit
for.
is.
Sometimes I see swirling circles, and that freaks me out.
That's
It's
tornado.
like
That's
an
the drugs.
alien abduction.
It's a tornado or a portal. It's a portal.
Some of them are like these little
Black
like
hole in the middle of the
face
road.
bubbles, like that pop up. I
Those
think
are-
they're other wasers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't want to see you. I
Yeah.
don't want to know who you are. I
Yeah,
don't
Just
want.
don't, just don't look at it.
I gotta like find
I
like
will
keep
admit-
turning stuff off until like I'm
Also,
satisfied.
I will defend the colors. They're comforting. They're nice.
They're
They're like a hug.
That's true. The colors to you and us are different.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
My Google Maps is always satellite.
So it's always brown.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you in NASA?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
What are you trying to land on the moon?
Yeah. My Google Maps is always satellite. So I like got real comfortable using that. I like
Right.
that.
Right. You want that bird's eye view.
Yeah. But also I just turn the map off and I don't look at it. So
Yeah. Oh my God. Imagine what if you just had like play by play instructions instead of
what?
showing the map? It was
Or
just
like
the
MapQuest.
actual
like old MapQuest?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
So that's what I think you'd be happy with that.
Yeah. I think I'm just slowly trying to revert.
You should just print your directions out turn by turn.
Does MapQuest still exist?
Probably. I mean, you can print
Yeah.
out Google Maps directions.
Why don't you just buy one of those really big maps? The ones you have to
MapQuest on
unfold
roadmap.
like 13
MapQuest is
times.
still
A
a
book.
website.
Yes.
Who is paying for this?
They should be arrested.
Get yourself one of those books.
Yeah, I'm
MapQuest.
telling
Yeah.
you, once you really unfold and it takes up the whole windshield.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, if you go on mapquest.com, their map now, very cartoony.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's
Satellite view on GPS is crazy. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
look
it.
at MapQuest right now. Right now, that's your god.
Yeah.
Look how he's forsaken you.
You know what's weird? The Apple Maps, it'll go 3D when you're reaching your exit.
Yeah, I don't
Really?
like that.
Yeah, it'll like pivot down and like show you your turn and the
Yeah,
trees
you
and all
get
that.
you can't change things on me. I need the view that I know I'm familiar
That I'm
with.
comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple Maps lies to you. There's been times it's like you're at your destination. I'm like, this is a field.
You are incorrect.
And then,
Yeah,
then I Google Maps it. It's like you're like 3.6 miles away from your destination. What the fuck did it take? you?
That's how Michael Scott drove into a lake. That's exactly how.
I also think like Waze sometimes goes out of its way to like filter traffic or like have you avoid traffic. It's like take a right, take a left, take a right, take a left, take a left, take a right, and it's like pushing you through this neighborhood. And you're like, I'm hitting every single stop sign. I'm stuck in the middle of the neighborhood just because like there was a car taking a left here and it was like a slowdown.
Yeah, but then you hit that, like, you look at it, like, that's a suspicious direction. You zoom out a little bit and it sees you doing, like, geometry across, like,
Yeah.
a right angle. You're like, I'll just take the right angle.
I'm just like, why do I have to do this?
And then you go and it's like, I bet, I guess we're doing that.
I want simplicity.
Right. Right. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know there were that many like Waze apologists out there.
Waze is dope.
People are just like, they're gonna die on this hill. I'm trying to be converted.
That's the
Right,
beauty
you're
of Apple
trying.
CarPlay. I got
Yeah.
that pulled up 24/7. Show me where all the police are at all times.
So
I'm trying to hit VMAX in a 2001 Lexus.
I
GS.
recently put in Android Auto head unit into my car.
Yeah.
So like this is all new, you know? So I'm just trying to
Yeah. Work through it. Are there any other options?
no, it's Google Maps or Waze. Anything else is wrong.
I'm just curious if there's like a third party one, that we're missing. We're missing something.
Yeah, Apple Maps.
Third
for
party
villains.
map.
Other GPS apps.
Yeah. that
Just
might
remind me,
be.
do you still feel the same about wireless chargers? You hated it for a
No,
while.
so here's the thing with the wireless chargers. I hated the like automotive makers' usage of them in cars because they didn't understand like they were putting them in the car at the time that I was complaining about that as just like look at us, there's a wireless charger in the car, right? But it wasn't so it's like hey, the wireless charger is just like on the middle of the dashboard. And like you put your phone up there and it's like great, but then you take a left-hand turn and the phone just like slides off. It was a position in like usage of them in cars. Like they weren't understanding how to like effectively put it somewhere where the phone's completely out of the way and not sliding all over the car. They've gotten a lot better. And then the wireless charger I put in my car is great.
They don't charge fast enough for me, and they're not reliable enough for me.
So I don't know. When I'm working on any cars you got.
I
put
plug
one
it into
in-
the wall.
What's that?
Just plug it into the wall.
Plug it
Plug it
in the
into
wall?
the car.
I
The car wall.
got a company called Inductive Charging. I talked about I hyped them up last week or whatever. And they make stuff for like BMWs and F-150s. And it's like 15 watt. It works great. And like it doesn't overheat my phone. It doesn't just maintain the battery. It actually does charge. So I was like, okay, I can live with this. It's good.
Word.
So we'll see.
MapQuest has an app.
I wonder if it's Android Auto compatible.
They should just
It'd be
give up.
funny just
It
to
is.
use it.
It is because here's the top 10 best GPS navigation apps for Android. First one, Backcountry Navigator. Number 2, Here We Go.
Here we go.
3, Map Factor. 4, MapQuest. 5, Google Maps and Waze, recommended. 6, Maps.me. 7, Osmand. Osmand. Whatever. 8, Polaris GPS navigation. 9, SIGIC GPS. And 10, Scout GPS navigation.
Some of these sound like they'll give you a virus.
I would not want to use Map Factor personally because just looking at the screenshots of it are going to give me an aneurysm. You might find Here We Go Maps.
Here we go. I found that this says it's best for offline navigation.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bit of an offline guy.
It says it's a serious competitor to Google Maps, and it features a simple, elegant interface.
They're just lying at this point.
Yeah,
If it was a serious competitor, we know about it by now.
I mean, I think we know who dominates the space.
Google
Waze.
owns the earth.
Yeah.
It's true.
Also, I'm
Why
sure
would you
all
use
these
something
companies
different?
pull their data from Google Maps anyway.
Also,
But I
Waze
think-
is owned by Google. Fun fact.
Yeah, if you,
Is it really?
why can't it look like it? Just make it look like it.
Whimsy.
Just incorporate, just
Google Maps for
incorporate the two
kids.
of them.
Flair.
Live a little.
People
Just
want
incorporate
flair.
the two of them. Also, like in the U.S., like I'm sure, like obviously those are great, but then once you start getting into other parts of the world, like a place like Here We Go or SIGIC, which is like 200 million drivers from around the world, which I'm sure 99% of them are
Right,
not in the U.S.
It
using
stops
this.
working as soon as you get to the edge of the ocean.
Yeah.
Just nope.
So,
Don't only active in Romania.
yeah, but that's where I'm at. So that's I'm feeling like an old man complaint this week.
You know, got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, I need a Winamp style skin for Waze. Yeah, I need give me a skin. I can change the voice, but are you telling me I can't change the color of the graphics? This is
That-
insane.
I would like to be able to do that for sure.
This is insane. Why can't I change the color scheme? You know,
It's not that bad. The color scheme is the
It's hard
least
for
of my
me to see.
concerns.
it's hard for me to see.
Oh, fuck.
Because they're like two pastel colors on top of each other,
That's
or like they're like gray and like tan or some shit. I don't even know
I
what.
don't know if there's any tan on
Well,
the
what
entirety
colors
of
are
Google
they?
Maps. It's blue.
orange. There's an orange.
There's no get the fuck out. There's no
I'm
orange.
Orange
dude.
is shown when there's traffic.
Or red.
Or there's
Yeah.
also red.
No,
yeah.
like the roads in the buildings, like the separation between the two of
See,
them.
mine right now is in dark mode.
Yeah,
It's just
mine
like-
will.
It's goth.
Just
It's nighttime.
goth mode.
Yeah.
It just
Dark theme. Let me
just
turn-
plays Taking Back Sunday the entire time.
I don't. Yeah, mine's showing in
It gives you a
dark mode
narrative.
only,
Yeah.
but I'm like, this
Yeah.
is not how it shows up.
That's nighttime. That's how it turns on at
They
nighttime.
need to have a
Maybe you only use Waze at night.
option for the color impaired.
They should exactly, and I
They-
think that might be my biggest gripe
That's
about all
probably a
this.
thing.
I mean, my biggest gripe. Anyway, all right, I'm done bitching.
No, it's fun. I enjoy when you go off on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying. I mean, giving it what do they call it? A college
The
try.
old college try. Yeah.
Honest effort.
Anybody have any deep thoughts?
Deep thoughts.
Yep.
Waze is superior.
here's my thesis on why Waze is better.
What's my tech talk?
Yeah, I
How
can't.
did Waze
think of-
start?
It's a good question.
Like, who out there was like, Google Maps isn't good enough?
Started
It was
in
probably one of
1955.
crowdsourced information.
Waze
Yeah.
began as an open source project by one of the founders in 2006. A name I can't pronounce. Basically started this on his balcony, which is the Tel Aviv equivalent of a garage in America. Things began taking off, and they decided to turn it into a company. They officially raised their A round in March of 2008.
Wow.
That's it.
So started on a balcony.
So like, why did they feel like they needed to make a company that already existed? I mean, clearly it worked. It's very successful, right?
Yeah.
I imagine like there's more than 200 million people using Waze, maybe. But
At the time, the market was comprised of traditional comprised of traditional navigation tools, usually expensive GPS systems with built-in maps that had no live link to the data, and basically just showed a driver where to go in order to get to their desired destination. Waze was different. The beginning was filled with people explaining to us that we are stupid and that we are in no way going to make it. The company, however, did manage to get some funding and started gaining traction mainly in Israel, where Waze was spread by word of mouth. And now I have to create an account to read the full story. So I guess that's the end of that.
So
That's the last place I ever thought it would
yeah,
come from. Yeah.
Yeah.
151 million users. Jeez, that fucking bullshit app Sigic got decent amount on it. 151 million. Come on,
It's a lot of people.
rookie numbers. You got to up those numbers.
Got to pump those numbers up.
We got like 7 billion people on this earth.
Too many, if you ask me.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Yeah, no deep thoughts.
I got no deep thoughts.
I get nothing.
Anything coming up this week
This week,
or weekend?
I'll be here at the garage.
That's a start.
Yep, I'll be here.
No events. I can't think of anything.
Nope.
Super?
The Super Bowl. That's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What are you gonna make for food?
This week, I won't be. If I make something, it'll be on Sunday because the wife and I are going to the Cape Saturday.
The day of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, might make something Super Bowl day.
That's kind of what I was asking.
But I haven't really thought that
Oh,
far.
okay.
Yeah, no, because it depends what time we get back.
Mm.
You know,
Some
little Dutch
chowder.
oven special.
Sounds like not food.
That sounds like a horrible time.
Yeah.
The old Dutch oven special.
I think I'm gonna give my my hand at homemade Crunchwrap Supremes.
You know, I seen Matty Mathiasen post that like a week or two ago, and I'm like, he just made that look way better than it should, and
Yeah.
I want to make them.
Yeah, give my go at a homemade Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah. Oh, I made shepherd's pie the other day.
Yeah.
Came out really
I'm
good.
not a big shepherd's pie guy.
I've been taking the extra time to really perfect the beef.
Yep.
So like using a beef stock and add a bunch of stuff like Worcestershire, make it real,
Somewhat.
Worcestershire sauce. A Worcester sauce is what the
Yeah.
kids say.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
What's that?
That's called cottage pie. Shepherd's pies with lamb.
What?
Wait, cottage pie.
Interesting. Which I
Yeah.
wouldn't, because obviously shepherd's pie, an authentic one, I'm sure, lamb.
Yeah.
But plus, I don't put like carrots, celery, any of that stuff, because an actual authentic
Yeah.
one has a bunch of extra vegetables. I just keep it simple: potatoes, corn, and beef.
I don't like the UK or Ireland.
Yep.
So
Just in general?
So fuck them. So I just said it for fun, but I just want you to be able to actively call it a shepherd's pie,
Yep.
and knowing that you're calling it the wrong
It's
thing. But
incorrect.
fuck them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I'm gonna move.
Who hurt you?
So it's called cottage pie.
Cottage
Yeah,
pie.
cottage pie.
I like cottage pie.
Fuck
What are the
it,
things
fuck
that
it
are
up.
in it?
In shepherd's pie or cottage
Meat and
pie?
vegetables and mashed potatoes.
Either one.
And the pie I made, beef, potatoes, and corn, topped with shredded cheese in the oven. Bring it to a melt. So much so that it's like bubbling.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know he's serious. Bubbling.
Yeah.
Bada bing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
About a bubble.
Dare I say, it might have even bubbled over a little in the oven
Yeah.
and caused a lot of let the smoke out. It may or may not have
Yeah.
happened.
Sometimes that happens.
You
Sometimes
know,
that
and
happens.
my wife may or may not have been running around the house with my daughter saying, "The house smells smoky.
Yeah.
You want to eat, right? You want to eat? You wanna eat?"
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs, make an omelet.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I'll be watching the Super Bowl, but I'll definitely be cooking like I am.
Yep.
For sure. What about you guys?
I didn't even know it was this weekend.
All right, sweet,
Fair.
Super Bowl party.
nice.
But I don't even watch sports, so let's
Yeah.
see how that goes.
Big shouts to John. John Stairs is saying he's going to have a soup or bowl party.
That's smart.
He's just going to make a bunch of soup by himself, is what he said. And he said, I'm going to tell people to bring soup, but I don't care if anybody shows up. That's his
Soup
plan.
or
So,
bowl.
And he's going to watch the Puppy Bowl.
he's going to watch the Puppy Bowl.
Puppy bowl is rad. That's cool. It's a good way to spend some time, I guess.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
Who in the UK hurt you?
Huh?
Who in the UK hurt you?
I don't know. It's just fun to say.
That's hilarious. it's just
I actually love Irish car culture.
still angry
You-
about the tea.
Very nice Japanese.
UK can pound sand though.
All right. No more callbacks, no more deep thoughts, nothing coming up this week.
No.
I will briefly get into the B for B. What is the B for B, you ask? That stands for Bucks for the Boys. We usually have Shook or Chuck here to hit the button. So we're not going to have that audio this week, but you get it. Listen to another episode. You'll understand. B for B, Bucks for the
Can you do it
Boys.
acoustic right now?
I can't, dude, I don't have the vocal cords to fucking
Yeah, it
rip
seems
it
like
right
you're
now.
stressing yourself right now.
Typically I do, but like actually ask Raph. Sometimes at work over the past like week, I'd be talking and literally I would just go into Mr. Burns. So like I could say a thing and then I'm just And I'm like, what the fuck is happening with my voice? It's just not working. I need to get some herbal tea, if you will, or something. But B for B, you can go to our website, revivalmotoring.com, where you can sign up for a sustainable donation that comes to us, that helps keep the lights on, that helps fund, this place, allows us to have donut meets and keep things rolling. Because believe me, we are not raked. We are not raking it in. So go to our website, sign up. $2, $5, $10, $20, whatever tickles your fancy. That goes right into our bank account so we can pay rent. And, try to keep the doors open here. With that said, if you're an active B for B subscriber, you'll receive some stuff from us in the mail from time to time, whether it be stickers, air fresheners, postcards, different things that we're going to try to bring you this year, maybe some discounts, and work with a handful of different companies to hopefully bring you guys who support us some opportunities to save some money or get some cool stuff in general. Matter of fact, we got to pull up the
Do we ever?
the winner sheet in a moment here.
Because if you are a B4B subscriber, each month you are entered into a random giveaway. We spin a little wheel. Your name's coordinated with a number, and whatever number that lands on, you could win. And we give you some revival stuff. We give you some random stuff that we have hanging around the studio here, such as like old car printed memorabilia we have a surplus of. What else we got? Some stickies.
Stuff that people have sent to us to give away.
That's true. Other companies
like
have sent in.
magazines, handful of magazines and different things that we've included in the stuff that we've sent out. Forgive me, I'm going to pull up the spinny wheel here. If we get it, it's a economic sad time. We understand. Nobody acknowledges that. We're at war with everybody, yet at war with nobody, seemingly.
I'm at war with myself.
So it could be sad times, bad times for some people out there. So you can't always donate monetarily. We understand. That's where just chatting with us, sending us different news stuff. Perhaps you have some dash cam footage of cows spilling over in Russia. That's cool too. Send it on over, share it. There are other ways for you to support the show other than just a monetary, donation and things like that.
Leave a review.
Reviews
That's always
are huge.
That helps out a lot.
5 stars only. All that stuff adds up and helps us in, like I said, helps me sleep a little better at night and try to keep this thing rolling.
Tell someone they should listen.
Mainly hold them down.
Call them out.
On a separate device, different IP address.
Yeah, don't
Hopefully 2 different networks.
Don't turn your phone on when you're doing that. Whatever it is. I'm going to spin this wheel and we're going to pick a winner of who we're going to send some stuff. So with that said, I'm going to hit spin.
Let it rip.
Oh, we got the audio.
What do we got here?
Lengthy spin today. 151.
Ooh, what do we got here? 151.
Ooh.
That's deep in the collection.
It is deep.
That plays a song? I didn't even know that.
Charlie Denny.
Charlie Denny. Who
Charlie
the hell
Denny.
are you? Charlie Denny.
What the fuck is up, Danny?
Charlie Denny.
Charlie Denny is
Let's-
the winner for this
Charlie.
month.
Let's see. Charlie Denny Jr. right here. Charlie.CRW up on the gram.
Charlie Denny Jr. sounds like he should be racing NASCAR.
It looks like he races his feet.
Oh, he's a runner.
I think so.
Track star.
I think so. Yeah. So shout to him. Let's see. He follows a bunch of people that I follow. Looks like, yeah. Shout to him. Shout to him. Is he a Rhode Island guy? Let's see. What do we got? I think I should just, maybe I'd shout out his address while I'm at it.
Really give the old docs treatment.
Yeah. So anyway, shouts to Charlie Denny.
Get him swatted.
It's good. It looks like you ran a Spartan race. Wow. Fucking
Jesus.
Jesus. Good for you, big guy.
I bet he wakes up earlier than I do.
He wakes up and pisses excellence. Yeah. Ran a 5K in 20 minutes. Get the fuck out of here.
I feel much better about myself right now.
Yeah. So anyway, shouts to Charlie Denny. Also, shouts to you helping us out. It looked like you're pretty local. Save us on shipping.
Really trying to save that coin.
Oh,
Yeah. Any way we can. So
Yep.
shouts to you.
Big shouts to him. Thank you very much. Thank you all that support us. And one other way that we have a way to value each episode and what you thought of it is the BPL. I think we have a BPL number.
Oh, do we ever? This week's or last week's, I should say, technically BPL number is a rock steady 20 cents per listen.
Ooh.
So yeah, we have maintained in the 20s for a little while now.
I'm gonna come.
There you go. It makes me happy. So, we've been able to maintain. We're good. This is keeping the lights on right now. There's a little flickering last week. I don't know whatever happened with that.
That was a little odd, yeah. That might have been Mr. Carlson's plane over to Russia. I think he flew over the top.
Yeah. Shout out to T. Carlson. Doing God's work.
Yeah, big shouts. We're going to see how that goes.
Those lights flickering are why you need to donate.
Yeah, right?
That was exactly it.
Enter next month for a chance to win Chuck's monthly earnings for the month of April.
Yeah.
Do you like
There you
purple
go.
GTRs?
Big giveaway. Big giveaway. We tried giving away the potato.
Yep.
Josh wouldn't let it go.
Nope.
Would you like a beat?
I would. I picked one up once.
A beat would get.
Physically?
Yeah, the front. We had a friend. We used to like lift the front of our car. We'd have competitions.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I can see that. Beats are cool cars. I like those.
They used to, on Thayer Street and in Providence, they used to freaking turn around the smart cars.
Turn them around?
Yeah, so like 4 people, each one will grab an arch, and they'll just like put them sideways. Yeah. Or put them on the sidewalk.
I want one so bad.
A smart car?
Yeah.
A Brabus one?
It doesn't matter. I'll take a Brabus one. Hell yeah, but
Yeah.
there's a company that lifts them, and I want one so bad.
I wonder what the rollover rate is once it's lifted.
Well, so they lift them. It's a 2-inch like body lift, so it's
Yep.
just like strut spacers, and
Yep.
then they throw on these huge tires and flares.
Yeah.
It's a Little Big Smart on Instagram. It's the fucking coolest shit I've ever
Little
seen.
big smart.
It's so sick.
Oh, that's awesome.
They have headers for them and shit too. It's
Oh
awesome.
my god. Bobby over at KD has one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him to give it to me.
He was flaunting that thing all day today.
Donate it to me.
What he did? He put in a pedal commander.
Brakes.
What?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the pedal commander, like pedal booster.
So it just makes it a lot more responsive.
Yeah.
Yeah. A cold air intake. You said brakes.
Brakes. I think that was it. He was messing with some suspension stuff, but got it aligned. A handful of different
He's going to
things.
take it on the track?
No.
No, I think he just takes it to and from work.
Yeah.
But,
As fast as he possibly can.
yeah. Said he needed any help he could getting on and off the highway, or getting on, not off so much, but getting on the highway.
Those things have the worst transmissions in the entire world.
What is it?
It's like a dual clutch, but it's like super lazy and shitty.
Yep.
So it's like you're shifting. It's like, it's just like, oh fuck, and everyone's falling out of the car. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a pretty clean car. I mean, he's put a decent amount of miles on that thing. He's had it for
At least a year now.
yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little longer.
It might
Yeah.
even be over. Yeah.
But
he's
yeah,
pushing.
I mean, decent amount of miles. Good for him. Getting out there, getting after it.
Yep.
I want one just so I could wrap as a play school car.
As a
The
play
red-
school car, yeah.
White
Like
wheels
yellow and
and red.
red.
The white wheels on it.
Yep. Moving right along. Let's cue these boys. News. We have some news from somebody who's in the chat who sent me a story that I found rather interesting. I don't want to blow up his spot entirely. He said I could use his name, but I don't, I'd feel bad if something ever popped up. Let's just call him Steve B. Stevie B. He writes,
You don't want to blow up his spot, then you give his first name and last initial and say he's in the chat?
yeah.
There's like fucking 12 people to pick from. There's only one with that.
Fucking Steve Buscemi, count your days.
Yeah.
He just writes, Rhode Island DMV sucks. I was just doing a maintenance on this EV charger at Woonsocket Career and Tech Center, a tech high school. They purchased an EV bus like 8 months ago on a state grant. The bus is $500,000.
Christ.
Rhode Island DMV won't let them register the bus because it's white, not yellow. Their previous bus that this replaced was also white, and it had been that way for an entire 20 years that they've owned it. So now they are sending it out to get repainted yellow to the tune of $18,000. A little more info. This bus is used to transport students to construction sites and whatnot. They do not pick up students from their homes.
You could have bought 4 used Bentegas instead.
Yep. I mean, also, I could have sold you a roll of yellow vinyl
To cover it.
for.
I wonder if the RIDMV is so particular. Yeah, no, they can't because it wouldn't matter. Does it have to be
because you
titled?
registered as yellow.
Does it have to be titled yellow or anything like that? You know what I
I
mean?
don't think
Just
a car is
something-
titled with the specific color, is it?
I can't
Because
recall.
I think when I register the car, it's like what color, and you just like
Yeah, you know
Right.
what? Maybe the title doesn't
write it down
state
whatever
the
color
color.
it is.
I can't remember.
I think it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it also?
I know
have to
your
be
registration does. I know
Register
that.
certainly.
Your
does,
registration, but anytime, like in Rhode Island, it's just like you write in the color. So it's like not pulling it from anywhere. I don't know. It's interesting.
Does it also have to be a very specific yellow?
Yeah. School bus yellow.
But also, like, I think about,
Phoenix yellow only.
yeah, yeah.
or for example, like Brown's buses. Those are white. Like Brown University.
yeah.
Right.
Those are white. I think about the buses that are used to help like the medically impaired to bring them to and from like doctor's appointments and stuff like that. It's definitely someone else. Those are white. Like I don't. It's weird.
It's a molar
Seems to me
yellow.
there's
There's got to be something else there.
or there's some rules that are made up
Or
or not
somebody
made up,
was
but just
mad.
like something.
Or it's like there's something specific in that grant.
I don't know.
I know, for example, if you as a as a person owns a bus, it can't be yellow. I know that.
Which that makes sense.
Not
Which
really,
you
but
would-
sure. Yeah,
You would think.
What if you buy a already yellow bus?
you have to paint it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have to paint it. That's why they all like are fucking painted with Sherwin-Williams
So
house paint.
technically,
Fucking
if like this is a private, let's call it a private school owning
Yeah.
a bus. So
they would have been better off going to buy a retired like 64 passenger yellow school bus for $3,000.
Yeah.
and driving people around in that.
I mean,
Oh, Bluebird.
because now
This is what. Hold on.
Didn't they
hold
say it was
on.
electric though?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, but like this is why this doesn't help the planet.
None of it does. No, none of it does.
$500,000.
500 grand. They're gonna have to move the bus back. I don't know, 30 times by the time it's all said and done to get it painted.
It's insane. $500,000 for a grant to buy some. Also, who makes a bus? Who makes the bus that's 500 grand?
We'll have to check
If
in the
Steve
chat.
is happened to be listening, who makes the bus? Who makes the bus at 500 grand? Like you said, you give me 4 Batangas for.
I just pictured a bunch of kids stacked up in an electric school bus, and the instant torque breaks them all in half.
Yeah. Navistar, Bluebird, Thomas Bell. There's 3 different names here, sir. Which one is it?
Pick one.
Yeah, but like,
You can't get too specific.
yeah,
You
How
can
is-
get a Maybach GLS instead.
yeah.
Like kids would rather have the Maybach.
But like, think about it, if you like, obviously,
Also, it's
4
worth it.
Bentangas are also a total waste of money, like the 500 grand is. But you could transport. Let's see, 4. Depending, there's a driver in each one. 16 kids.
Well, 5 brand new Navigators.
Yeah,
That's
and with the third row,
30 kids.
There
That's
you
that's
go.
half the school bus.
that's
there you
it.
go.
Oh, we don't even know it's a full size school bus.
Tell the other kids to kick rocks.
Can we look this up?
Oh, okay. So there's 3 electric school buses on the market: Bluebird, Navistar, and Thomas Built. The city we're talking about has a Bluebird, and 500 grand. You know what? Maybe it might be surprising. How much does a new school bus, a normal like yellow school bus, cost?
I mean, anything advertised towards the government is $9 million more than it needs to.
It's inflated beyond belief.
Why does it have a green bumper?
I'm surprised it's because it's an EV.
Yeah.
So
Gotta
when,
signify.
so when there's a horrendous electrical fire, they need to alert you that water will not save the children.
Okay. So
All right.
so they got a white one?
They got a white one.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know why I pictured it as a green
500 grand? Why does it need to be that much money?
I'm assuming they got the vision.
Maybe they got the microbird.
from the photo I seen.
Oh,
Are-
okay.
Are school buses allergic to modern design?
bumper. Oh, the green ones are propane.
What the fuck?
Propane? That's a bomb.
Why the fuck is there propane school buses? Are you shitting me?
And accessories.
Also, yeah, I don't like 18 grand. So now it's just like, it's a waste of money after a waste of money. So it's a waste of money to buy the school bus at $500,000. Like, that's just crazy. Like, it's way better for, if you want to get into it, it's way better for the environment to repurpose and kind of like give life to an old school bus and keep it on the road rather than produce another vehicle. I get it. This is probably already produced, right? So that's out the window.
It gets more.
Also, like $18,000 to repaint a bus, like insane. It's insane.
Mako could have hooked them up.
I could have hooked them up with what I would estimate as 2 rolls of like 3M electric yellow vinyl. Also, I'm positive they probably make the exact same color vinyl that the school bus needs to be. No, a bus doesn't need to go 120 miles. It like putts around town. It needs to do like 12. This is crazy. This is insane.
It's wild.
This is insane.
You don't count for those idle hours playing Candy Crush waiting for the kids to come
Now,
out.
here's the thing. Are they going to repaint the green bumper or does the green bumper get to stay? Wow, next time I see... You know what? I don't know if I've ever seen a bus with a green bumper. Maybe I have. I didn't think anything of it.
I've certainly not.
The yellow and green does not go together.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Definitely stand out.
Maybe to you.
Oh, wait.
But like...
Right, that's why you've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever will see it.
This makes so much
a
sense.
green bumper? Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What is the size of the battery pack?
Huge.
Big.
Huge.
Yeah.
This is a bunch of D batteries.
Tim Connor says ATK isn't bad. No. I get it. Like, it's not bad to paint an entire bus, but like, it's unnecessary. It's like such an exorbitant waste of money, which is like pretty on par for a municipality.
Well,
like there's so many other options.
They're being forced to do so. Yeah. You know, it's the way the government works.
Though?
It's a lot of money, but then it's a grant, so that doesn't necessarily mean they had that money to spend. So that's the other part too.
Here, we grant you money you don't have. We don't have it either.
Yeah.
What if they gave them a blank check and they're like, go buy a bus, and then they found out how much it was worth and they flipped the fuck out?
Right. Yeah, here's your grant.
So like you're painting it on your dime.
They're expecting like $5,000 worth of some computing gear.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, $500K real quick.
Oh my God. What a mess.
Let's see. Some other news here.
What else you got?
Koenigsegg calls out Bugatti, and they are going to attempt to beat the 310 mile per hour top speed record.
They're going to do it.
Christian von Koenigsegg believes the Jesko Absolute is the car to do it, maybe even on a public road. There we go.
I mean, if they close it, why not?
That's what they did with the last Koenigsegg record they set.
Yeah. Let's see. That was in 2017 with an average speed of 277.9 miles per hour after running in 2 directions on public roads. So Koenigsegg is gunning for the 310 mile an hour in the car that customers will actually be able to buy with tires that are certified for road use. Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, same engine and power level as the standard Jesko, a twin-turbo 5-liter V8 with 1,625 horsepower when running on E85. However, the Absolute version is faster in a straight line thanks to its ultra-slippery aero package and softer suspension. Not only will it cut through the air better, but it should absorb road imperfections at speed as well. What we have said is that our theoretical models show that the car can handle over 500 kmh or 310 miles an hour. Now we want to show what the car is capable of in reality, Koenigsegg told Car Up. I'm just curious. I'm going to scroll down here. I don't know when this is supposed to happen. I don't see that they noted that either. So hopefully soon enough.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to tell anyone.
Yeah, it's probably right, because then it's like a big
draw an audience.
Yeah, the big
like groupie style, people just pumping their fists as they go by too. I mean, I would be.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're telling me I could go, even if they were like, "Hey, you have to stand a quarter mile off the road."
Right.
So if you got clipped by a mirror, you'd evaporate.
So that's what I was just thinking. Is like you tell me a quarter mile off the road, okay, sort of like viewing a nuclear bomb being detonated. Like, you know what?
Yeah,
makes sense. That guy's going to try to do 310 miles an hour. I have a feeling a lot could go wrong really quick.
Yeah.
including my head removed from my body if I'm too close.
But like,
I feel
if
like
you
we were
tell me
close,
I
you
could,
get sucked into the road.
yeah. If you tell me I could see it,
yeah,
At
like
10, you probably
what,
won't.
when they drove backwards,
right. I'd have been there. That'd
I
been
mean,
awesome
probably not because it wasn't anywhere around here. But
if it was close. If it was at like Thompson, I'd
Down
go.
the street.
I'd go for sure.
even Texas, if it was like this is gonna be a thing, like this is gonna be a thing, like it's gonna be an event, it would be like wow, would it be worth going to check out?
Yeah.
If I went and they didn't do it, I'd be bullshit.
Like I want my money back.
What if you went and they like just tied the record?
I'd send them,
310.
I would send them my bill from JetBlue to get out there. Refund me.
What if they're gonna do like 311? Oh,
As long as it beat 310.
yeah, right, 310.1. I
Right.
guess.
That's at that point.
So their major gripe is what that Bugatti did it with not like a version of a vehicle that people can purchase.
I can't recall because I thought Koenigsegg did it, but then like it was or not allowed to run. There was a handful of conspiracy surrounding it. Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of that other weird Jessica, that other spider thing.
It was SSC, I think, did it.
That's yeah. Okay,
But they were known
There
for
was some-
lying.
There was some questionable right.
Oh yeah, it was Saline Supercar or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, because I remember I came in here, I was like, wow, look at these guys. These guys, they're the best. They're the coolest.
Yeah.
And then it was like next week, it was like, they lied. They lied. They were fakies, and they faked me. And I was out here championing for them.
Yeah. Leading the good fight.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's an interesting story. I don't know too much about it yet. Red Bull F1 investigating team boss Christian Horner for inappropriate behavior. The allegations were made public by a Dutch newspaper and appear to involve another team member. So the F1 world is fucking, I don't even understand. It's flipped upside down at the moment.
Okay. Here's my crazy brain. I think Mercedes knew about this.
Toto put it out there.
And I think that like when the Lewis news broke, they were like, we got to strike while the iron's hot.
Right. There's been some murmurs of.
There's been some murmurs like because like when the smoke is fire, right, Josh?
Yep.
Yep.
Looks like a duck.
Quacks like a duck.
Yep.
Touches like a duck.
I was gonna say a little touchy.
What do you think the incident was? Do you think he was helping like fasten one of the drivers into his harness and got a little
reach down there
under? Oh, where's the bottom? Oh,
tried to
I don't
cup like a doctor.
He's married to a Spice Girl.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's I don't know, dude.
Touchy
The redheaded
Spice?
one. The redheaded one. Whatever the redheaded one
If you're
is.
married to a Spice Girl, the fuck you bothering people
That's
for?
Right.
That's my
that's
point.
Go
exact-
home
can-
to your wife.
Can you not control yourself? Like control
That's my
yourself.
point. He's married to a Spice Girl who still, for whatever age she may be, looks incredible.
Yeah, money.
Now I'm making an assumption that he was touching a female.
Right.
He
We're
might
of the
have been
assumption.
touching a male.
Yeah.
Christian. But it's wild because they said there was two things. They were like, we don't know if it's because an inappropriate like relationship or inappropriate things were said and
Right.
done to a coworker, or is he?
Maybe he's into Spice Men. It's so funny.
Yes, he did.
Jesus.
There we go. See, and that's none of my business.
The Spice
Right.
Girls
Hey,
were
it is what it
seasoning
is.
men.
Not our, not our deal. Not,
Uh,
not our, I don't want to say problem, but not
Oh,
our
rumor
business.
is he's sending pictures of his sausage to a female coworker.
That's
Yeah, see,
that's
just
like
my guy.
ground level. Like that's definitely what he's doing.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the rumor of it, I was like, oh, he sent a dick pic. Oh, I know he sent one, and
In the
he
F1
didn't
car.
ask first.
This is what I'm working with.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
It's like getting a hot dog before going to the Capitol Grill. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Dude, it was such a crazy thing. But there was a statement that came out, and they were like, it came right from Red Bull, and they
Yep.
were like, it was like, how it was worded in some way where it was like he could be being asked to step down because of his aggressive management style, and it's like, no.
No,
Like-
there's a reason.
No.
Yeah.
Like his aggressive management style made them to get where they. Obviously, there's so many other factors in it, but it ties into the factor of their success. That aggressive style, like Kobe was Kobe because his aggressive. Like Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan because he's aggressive. Like I'm not saying this guy is that, but
his aggressive management style was him sending a picture
That's-
of himself to her flaccid. Like, this is how your work makes me feel. Kick it up a notch, lady.
Yeah. If he's sending a picture, it's definitely an
see something
aggressive
wrong
management style. So you know what? Their statement might be totally spot on. That could be an aggressive management style.
It's whatever he's doing. It seems like it was a little too aggressive.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're gonna lose Gunther.
He's
He's
gone.
He's gone.
He's gone, right?
He's gone.
Gunther's gone. Christian, who knows? Hamilton's going to have to drive for Mercedes knowing he's leaving.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I don't see. That's what I was trying to explain to someone else, where they were like, "How does that work for like in another year?" Like for example, like Carlos Sainz has to race for a full year with Ferrari, knowing he's leaving, and it's like, yes, but now he has a year to like drive the wheels off the car and like prove his worth to be picked up by another team.
Yeah.
So he gets at least a year addition, because if not, like the season starts in like 3 weeks.
Yep.
They could just be like, hey, you're not driving in 3 weeks. Like, that's crazy. So at least he's got a year, a season to like be picked up by someone, which I'm confident that he will.
Yep.
But also like Lewis driving for Mercedes for an entire year, like that can be problematic, because it's like,
it seems like there's going to be a lot of, I mean, it already was problematic, right? Last year, he was constantly bitching about the car.
yeah,
Good, bad, or indifferent. That was a known problem.
yeah.
This year, it's just, he doesn't have to hold back.
Or he doesn't have to tell him anything.
Right. Also true. Right. He can just clock in, clock out.
Yeah, he could be on autopilot. But I mean, Lewis didn't become the person he is by doing that kind of thing.
Right.
As much as I think he's like a complaining pants.
Yeah, I don't think there is a competitive spirit there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting as well. Ferrari does not need the chassis dynamic guys from Mercedes, because Mercedes didn't seem to have their stuff figured out.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not an F1 engineer. But with that being said, some ghost walk by?
No, I heard something over there.
Oh.
Pat Kudo's in the closet somewhere.
But I think it's cool that Lewis is going to Ferrari. I think he can bring a lot to them. I think it's pretty impressive how someone can be driving an F1 car in an actual race and have the thought process to strategize more and faster than like his team while driving.
Yeah.
Competitively. Because Max does it too.
Yep.
Like you see it. They show you how. Like, and again, I'm not. You a big F1 guy?
No.
Okay. Sorry. It's literally, I'm just talking pain off of a wall.
A lot of my friends are.
Okay. So I participate on the F1 as far as like a fair weather fan. So Drive to Survive got me into it. It got me really excited about it. I don't have the F1 thing to get all the drivers' radios and all that stuff. I watch it on ESPN. That's where I watch it, and that's it. But
I watch some of the races. I just have no idea what the fuck's going on most of the time.
That's
Like,
all right.
I don't know like the in between.
Yeah.
I just like, see the race. And I'm like, that was sick, and then like that's the end of it until the next race happens.
yeah, sometimes it's too much, and it's like, hey, this is too much for me. Like I have.
It's Star Wars to me. It's like there's such a big thing to it that like I just don't want to digest it.
There's so
Right,
much
right.
pomp and circumstance to the whole thing.
It's like to enjoy it fully, you have to dive all the way in, and
Yeah.
I'm just there's only so much I can handle in my life.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I'm
I
at
fuck
like
with it, though.
I'm more than like my big toe dipped in. I'm like ankle.
Yeah,
And then there's some people out there that are like,
you're at the beach with your hands on your hips, and your pants rolled up.
yeah, exactly.
You're just in. You're in the water.
Oh, fuck, where was I going? Oh my god, totally gone. Oh, but like you watch Max be able to do this, where he's able to like strategize what he thinks is best for his race. Meanwhile, there's like an entire army of people whose job is to do this.
Yep.
And he's driving, being the best, number one, and it's like, no, this would be better, or I want to do this instead, or like this like how
Provide.
far, even like the math that they do, where like how far, they'll tell you, this person's so far back, like the math that they do of like
What they know where they have to be.
in order to get a pit stop, and it's insane.
Yeah.
And again, like I'm at like the level of like I can barely comprehend it.
Yep.
And this person's driving and doing it at the same time. So I think Lewis will bring a lot of cool stuff like that to the Ferrari team that I think they need. Because the Ferrari strategy was no bueno.
Arrivederci, if you will.
So, yeah, I think it's exciting. I think the shakeup is cool. Like the shakeup is definitely interesting. Changes
It
things
is.
up.
It is. Once again, it kind of revamps people's interest in the whole sport.
Yeah. Have you seen the cars? They've released some of the cars.
I have, yeah.
What do you think?
I like a lot of them. Matt Wood thinks there's way too much carbon, but
Yeah,
okay
but
with
like the average bear like sees a car and it's like, ooh, carbon fiber.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like, that was gonna sneeze.
Oh, who's released?
I was gonna
Bless
sneeze.
you.
Bless.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so there's Alpine, which looks almost identical as last year. There's AlphaTauri and Haas, maybe are the three that I've seen so far.
Haas, I know I've seen. The Sauber,
Yeah,
the all green one. The BWT one is
Alpine.
the Alpine.
yeah.
That thing brought it. I like that one a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
It
I
looks,
don't know.
It looks
I think,
almost the same as last year.
I think it's just because of the overall colorway in general. I like the
This
use.
fucking bus.
That looks amazing.
Get rid of this goddamn bus. I'm a big fan of pink, blue, that cotton
that's-
candy.
that's hot.
Like just in general.
Go up to the keep going. There we go. Green. I love it. They got a side shot of that car?
Let's see if this brings it. Oh wow, that side shot. Can't play the video, but yeah, that does bring it.
Yeah. It's but I'm sorry. So I called it AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo.
The steak car,
So I don't even know
stock A.
what any of that is. I really, to be honest, again, this is something that like
See,
some of these sponsors that are like predominantly displayed on the side of an F1 car, they're companies you've never ever heard of, and you're like, how is this company this big?
yeah. And meanwhile,
Where they're the
like,
main sponsor of an F1 car. I've never heard of them. It's not like it's Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It's not like it's Nike. It's like steak or BWT. Like I had to Google what BWT was.
What is BWT?
I don't even remember.
I wonder if those alternative maps sponsor any drivers.
Alternative map.
Here we go.
let's
F1 car.
check the bottom of the
Yeah, like sponsors the
qualifying.
Williams team because they're always lost.
Yeah.
MoneyGram. I enjoy the MoneyGram on the
Yeah.
front lip there.
I wish it said money, hose, and weed. Yeah, so I think they'll continue to get released. I think, what is it? The new Drive to Survive season comes out really soon. And then I think the first race is the end of this month. I think.
Wow.
I'm not sure. Either out of the beginning of March. It's soon. Maybe
Yeah,
a month.
we're
We're approaching.
encroaching
Yeah,
on
we're making our way.
on the time for motorsport.
There's a bar in Boston that plays the races. That's pretty cool. Whenever
Really?
they have a race, yeah. Don't go there because everyone's making it hard to get a table. But it's called Autobahn. It's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, do they have the Sims there too?
No, it's just
Okay,
like
it's
it's just
different
like, it's like a
place.
normal bar, but they just love racing.
Oh no, kidding.
And then
That's cool.
they theme the menu after like wherever the race is.
Oh, sick. Everybody's arguing. In the
Oh,
chat.
BWT is water treatment. So how, like, what water treatment company is big enough to be the prominent sponsor on like an F1 car?
The one in Germany, apparently.
BWT, yeah. And like, that's crazy. Who are they? It's wild, but sure. It's cool.
I mean, a town bought a bus for $500,000, and I think there's money to be thrown.
Yeah, apparently.
They got a grant for that.
Also, it makes me wonder, like, what backs that BWT company, you know? Like,
Right.
the BWT brand might be water treatment, but then it's like, what is sponsoring BWT?
Germany.
Yeah.
There's like a whole thing about like fake sponsors on F1 cars. They're actually like cigarette companies and like
Yep.
liquor companies, stuff like that. There's,
That's how you get that money into the that's how they got the extra money in the catering into the Red Bull team.
Right, right. It's just skilled, repositioning of assets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's clever thinking.
Actually, no, that's Le Mans news. There's some other news here.
1820s.
Oh, did you see that Audi RS6 thing that they released?
The GT.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
It's
Matter
a-
of fact, that's right. That has to do it.
it's some Recaros and coilovers for like $250,000.
And a bit of a livery.
I could build you that same car for cheaper.
The IMSA GT, basically. I'll pop this thing up in the
So
I should just leave my screen up
RS6 GT,
Yeah.
more power?
No.
Gotcha.
It's
here. Twin
it's-
spoilers and distinctive
Okay.
white painted
It's,
wheels.
I don't wanna be-
it's a wing. It's some fenders. It's some Avis looking wheels. It's a
Oh,
livery.
those look like
And then there's some
roadie
bucket
form?
seats that we don't get in America because we're all fat.
I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude to anyone, but this looks like this is like a Rotiform sponsored car.
Because Rotiform makes a wheel that looks like that,
Yeah.
and then now they've just become a replica. Unfortunately,
So it's like, oh, like this is someone's car that they created.
like that already exists somewhere.
they look. It's a play on like the B5 S4 wheel.
Copied my build.
Specs, bro.
Yeah. RS6 GT. I like the wing.
Wheel Pros is punching the air right now.
Yeah, I do. I like the wing. I like it's just parked in front of some random house, but
God,
There we go.
come on.
yeah, I'm gonna close that up a little bit. But do we any no photos of the seats?
Well, we don't get them in America.
Is that coming here?
Yeah.
There we go.
So those that's for the U.S. car.
Okay.
Maybe that's the overseas one. I don't know. There's like some like cool like Recaro buckets that are coming in Europe, and then we get just like the same seats as factory.
It's a plain like patented
Just
leather
3
seat.
inches wider.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, carbon back. I mean, those look cool. Wherever that car is headed,
Hello.
dude,
Disgusting.
that's how they're getting you with the clicks.
Dude, the
They're like-
clicks. It's
yeah.
so annoying. A little bit of factoid here on this vehicle. It is Audi just revealed this new limited run version of the RS6 Avant with twin spoilers, special wheels, and plenty of carbon fiber. Called the RS6 Avant GT, the limited edition wagon takes after the iconic Audi 90 Quattro IMSA GTO race car from the late 1980s and 90s. Production of the RS6 Avant GT is being limited to 660 units globally, with
Why not
85.
66?
666.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Shout to the devil. With 85 making their way to the United States and 7 going to Canada.
Yeah, fuck you,
Talk
Canada.
about the disrespect. Here you go, America's top hat. You can have 7. Many racing fans. Yeah.
Wow. So
Well-
still is 621 horsepower. I mean, that's a lot of horsepower. But I don't. Is it just like water cooler talk, or are these things actually like piles of shit?
What do you mean?
That's a great question. Because we know people who are intimately familiar with them, who have them, and the ones we know all elect to get rid of them very quick in the ownership, history. And I mean, it's definitely one of those cars where I would not suggest buying off of warranty. You know what I mean? There's so much that could possibly go wrong.
Do they see them because they pull up to a light and they see an E63 wagon and they're like, oh, fuck.
That's what I should have got. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure. Do we know any Audi techs out there who could give us some
Matt Wood works in the service department.
direct insight of, good, bad, or indifferent?
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I hear, that like, oh yeah, they break down and they're unreliable and this, that, and the other thing. But like,
I mean, it's an Audi.
that's the thing. Well, also it's like, it's the most extreme super version of one. Like, I don't know. But also at the same time, it's so expensive. It shouldn't break down.
What do you think is more reliable, this or a B5 S4?
Probably a B5 S4. Nah,
Believe it or
I
not,
agree.
B5 S4 is way simpler.
I remember a friend of mine was telling me how reliable his B5 S4 was, and then 5 minutes later was telling someone a story about how when he was driving from New Hampshire to Boston, he had to fix his coil packs.
Sounds like an easy fix. He got off light.
Yeah.
He got off light. In the grand scheme of that car, coil packs got off light.
Jordan C in the chat, $2. My mother's intimately familiar with them. Let's
With
see.
what?
I don't know.
Audis,
Oh, Audis. Okay.
Nice.
probably. She loves 4 rings, baby.
Yay.
She's like Jordan.
What else was I going to bring up? Oh, this right here. Red Bull is promising a 15,000 RPM V10 hypercar coming in 2026.
But
The
why?
V10 is planned to make 1,000 horsepower alone alongside a 200 horsepower electric motor.
I don't want the beverage company to make me a car.
Yeah, I don't need.
Right, you kind of question
I don't even.
They got real involved in Formula One and started feeling themselves a little too crazy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this says. Red Bull is coming off 2 absolutely dominant back-to-back Formula One seasons. Why not continue that? Instead, let's just make a car.
Yeah,
Sweeping the drivers and manufacturers champion. Now Red Bull and its chief technology officer, Adrian Newey, want to take their racing expertise to the world of track-focused hypercars by placing that title-winning know-how into the hands of 50 very deep-pocketed customers. Let's see. The RB17, which Red Bull team principal Christian Horner calls Adrian Newey Unleashed.
Yeah, I bet it's unleashed, buddy.
Might want to backtrack on
Yeah,
that one.
I think you unleashed it once you many times. Dude. Put it back in the holster.
God.
Jeez.
X-ray cameras in every car.
Yeah, there's no photos of it or anything
Hold on,
like that.
no, last paragraph. Likely 49 would be sold, set aside for himself. Cost around $6.3 million.
That's nothing for the city of was it Woonsocket?
Jeez. Production is planned for no, it's not. 2026. Who's got 50 of these things? Who's gonna make it? The Red Bull factory?
Imagine flexing you're a Red Bull owner when I can just go to Cumberland Farms and be a Red Bull owner for $2.
Yeah, I too am also a Red Bull
I
owner.
have invested into the Red Bull platform. Oh,
Yeah.
you say? I've purchased myself a sugar-free variant.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
their work.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
fan of their
Huge.
canning.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Monster Energy.
Oh man.
Here's an article that came from the Drive that necessarily I'm not going to dive into the article, but their article was titled, "What's the trickiest spot you've ever been stuck in?" And to that, I figured I'd raise the question to the boys. Have you ever got a car stuck, and where have you gotten stuck?
Oh yeah,
Because I have a pretty,
I got a few.
I have one in particular. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Dude, oh my God. Okay. So I went to a Wendy's one night at like 2:30 in the morning on Manton Ave.
Oh,
So locals,
Ooh.
that's a local only reference. Raph's explanation says it all. And pulling out of the drive-through, I beach my Mark III on the exit. Like fully seesaw beach it. Like not going anywhere. And at 2:30 in the morning at this Wendy's, there's a line out the door. Like it is bumping. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, what am I going to do? Because I'm just alone. Like, how am I going to push a car? And I open the door. I got my foot in the car. I'm trying to throw my way backwards and then forwards to try and get the front wheels to even just touch the ground. Because I don't even care at the exhaust. At this point, I don't tear it off.
Your job is to move.
Tear it off. Cars are behind me. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck am I going to do? Car pulls up behind me. And I'm like, oh my God. It's this group of what I can just explain as dads. Just dads. Just I don't know what they're doing out.
Bunch of cargo shorts and polos.
Yeah, middle-aged dudes. And they're like, you're a little hoopty. I was like, yeah, give me a push. And the guy, without hesitation, rear ends me. I'm thinking there's a fucking whole truck. As far as I can see, 3 of them at least. Just give me a little scoot, push forward. That's all I need. And just without hesitation, just fucking boop. Just
did you get unstuck though?
Was the car okay?
yeah. I mean, the bumper had this little digs in the rear bumper, but I was like, I guess it is what it is, man.
I'm out.
Holy
To
shit.
be fair, the entrance and exit to that place is steep. It's very steep.
Yeah. And I've achieved it many a times, but for some reason I just wasn't focusing. I was definitely munching on fries or something.
What did you get? You remember what you got?
I mean, it's definitely nuggies and fries. It's kind of
Okay,
It's
fair.
I'm not much of a fast food burger guy.
Yeah.
So it's definitely nuggies and fries. I
Tim
don't know if I got a shake that time. I don't know.
could have. Tim Connors in the chat. Thank you for the donation. Jordan's mom is more familiar with a BMW backseat.
Jesus.
Christ.
It's never ending in there.
Jeez, never ending Jordan's mom. That is definitely probably one of the worst / funniest times I've ever gotten stuck. But
I had a Dodge Ram 1500 Hemi truck for a small amount of time, and I wanted to buy myself a new guitar, so I went to, I can't even remember the name of the place, but it was in Swansea, Massachusetts, across from the Swansea Mall. and it was in the winter. It was not snowing when I went there.
Okay.
So I park, and the whole parking lot to get into the store is built on a plateau, but the whole parking lot is built on a decent angle.
It's the ones like in front of like Tractor Supply now?
Correct.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Exactly. So I don't even know what kind of store it is now, but I decide to pull in, and there's parking spots up towards the store and then down towards the bottom. And then in front of those parking spots down towards the bottom is just a bush.
about. Okay.
I decide to pull in and park nose first against that bush. Why would I think otherwise? I'm in the store for long enough for there to be, I purchased my guitar, and I come out, and it's not quite snow. It's like those pellets of ice all over the place. So much so that I think I remember like having to walk like a fucking baby deer to the truck.
Yeah.
Because it was like slippery. Like, oh, this is not good. I get in my truck, whatever, and I go to back out.
No dice.
It just fucking not happening. Just zzz, I'm like, wow, what the fuck do I do here? And I'm by myself, of course. Not like it would have mattered. So I'm just sitting there, I'm hammering down in reverse, just zzz, zzz, and then I just start moving the wheel left and right. So I'm like, this is just not working. And then at one point, the truck slowly started to move, like
Walk sideways?
walk itself sideways. So I just continued to do that for probably what was 15 to 20 minutes. I'm wasting gas at
And
this point.
you know those people in the store just like looking out the window?
Just like this fucking idiot. So the truck just finally walked itself like sideways to the point where, okay, I'm now sideways. I can drive forward. But that didn't help any, because now I'm still like, I either have to go through the bush and the grass or take a right and go up the hill that I can't even get up going backwards. I can't even tell you how I got out. I'm pretty sure I drove through the grass.
I was wondering
think I
if you
said
could,
fuck it
I
and
was
just
wondering
drove
if
through
you
the
like
grass.
could get like a full 180 and maybe like back the tires up against the curb to like
And just try to get a little bit. No, I'm pretty sure I got 90 and then tried to just go up, and then same thing. And then I just finally said fuck it and went straight. It like went through down the dip through the median. And
like
left
that woman
way.
did at the gas station.
Maybe she was stuck.
Were you playing the guitar as you were doing it?
No, that was in the back, all locked up.
Jeez.
Yeah. I can't remember any other time getting stuck. You know, obviously in the snow and stuff. I had my Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX. That thing used to plow through everything, so I think I get stuck in the snow with that one time. But the truck one was the worst one.
I get stuck one time in front of my house in the snow in the BMW. For some reason, I like didn't put the snow tires on yet for some reason. And like we got like a big snowstorm. And I remember I like cleaned out the whole driveway and then backed my car out and just like left it in the street, like running. So I cleaned out around where my car was. And then I was going to put my car in and like everything was done. And I do that. I go out to get in my car, and it's just like, woo, just spinning tires. I'm just like, what the fuck happened? Like, how is this happening? And I don't know if like, logically it doesn't make sense, but like I left the car running for 10 minutes maybe. If it just like melted into the ground around it. So I'm just like spinning tires, and I'm in front of my own house. My dad's inside.
Just watching.
He's sound asleep.
Okay.
Sound asleep. I'm like, what the fuck? How did I get myself stuck here? And I'm just like, what am I going to do? And I had to get the rubber mats from inside my car and like wedge them underneath one of the rear tires just to get up and get out. I was like, what a fucking, how did I do this? And it ended up going from like 10 minutes, I'll be totally done with this, go inside and like go to bed, call it, to like what felt like an hour, probably wasn't that long.
Just an endeavor.
You ever get car stuck, Paul?
I daily drove a Stan's car as a teenager, so I got stuck very often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You beat yourself pretty often?
Oh, yeah. I got beached in Chinatown, leaving a parking garage. That sucked. I I got beached trying to do a U-turn in a golf supply store, and I was told never to come back.
Was it Golfer's Warehouse?
No, it was just some like little dump that was in the center of my town.
Okay.
It's a used car dealership now, so I win. And then my 240 had an open diff for a while, so that got me stuck a few times too. I remember my friend was getting gas once in Quincy Center, and I was gonna pull into the gas station and like harass him and then leave. So I like rolled down my window as I was pulling in, and I was like, "Bitch!" And then I got stuck because I three wheels. I was like, "Fuck me!" So I'm just like put it in reverse, and I'm just like feathering the throttle, and it's like spinning, but it's not making enough contact to pull me off. So I'm just doing a fat heater in the middle of Quincy Center. That was exciting.
It's fucking boiling them.
Yeah, one time I was meeting my parents for dinner in Boston, and we were going to Smith and Walensky, and there was a parking garage like right next to it. And there's a valet there, and I wasn't going to valet a stance car. That's a stupid thing to do. Mm-hmm. So I go to pull in, and there's a guy that was like crossing across, and he like motions for me to go. I'm like, no, you go. And he's like, no, you go. I'm like, all right, fuck. And it's all like, it was all like brick and like cobblestone and shit.
Yeah.
So I just had to goose it. So I goosed it, and then like the car gets like hung up, and I'm like, doing a one wheel peel because it's an open diff on the stance machine, and I'm just like dragging it up. I'm like leaving pieces of the car behind, and he's like, hand on his head watching me, and I finally clamber the car up and get in, and my parents pulled up to the valet, and they're like, oh, my son's coming. I don't know if he valeted his car yet. If he's valeting his car, like, did you see him? They're like, what was he driving? And they're like, oh, it was that black Volkswagen. They're like, oh yeah, we fucking saw that.
Super proud moment for them.
Yeah.
So that's that was a whole thing.
Very psyched.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
I didn't get stuck here, but like it was definitely like a moment like that where like I just caused a bunch of chaos where I like really wasn't trying to. I was downtown Newport on like Thames where it's cobblestone.
Yep.
And I like turned in there when I definitely shouldn't have. And I don't know why. I was like, I should have stayed to the left to go. I was going home to get on the bridge.
To go up, right.
But it was something that I turned into there at like a summer night, and it's packed. And I'm just clanging and banging every fucking cobblestone. And just, the road is so crowned that there's no way to do it. And people are walking, and I can't like drive to one side because there's people walking, and I can't drive to the other side because there's all cars parked, and I'm just like in the middle of the crown, just like boom, boom, like cobblestones smashing the the oil pan, the subframe, everything, and I'm just like making a ruckus, and I'm just like, this is mortifying. Like,
why do we do this?
And I just like, this is a fucking dumb. And the thing is, like, I pulled in and like realized it, and I was like, there's no way out. There's no way out. I knew I can't be in here. Like, I know you, like you said, you drive like a low car. You know you can and can't go. I knew I couldn't go in there, and it's just chaos. Just
I would just do it anyway because fuck it.
It's like I made it out though. Didn't get stuck. Fortunately, if I got stuck, I probably would have just left. Just
left the car.
Left the car. Yeah, it was like, like in Newport, like a summer night. There was like a million people out, and it's like not people who are interested in seeing what kind of bullshit I'm up to.
No. They don't want you to be there.
No, and it was just like, man, this is. And I thought about it the whole. It's like one of those things where you drive home in silence. Like I drove home, like no silent, no music, no nothing, like windows down, just like silence. Like, fuck, what am I doing? Like, this is so dumb.
I beached myself at the New England Overland Rally.
Really?
So you know how there's a little sand pit?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize when I was looping back around, I think it was either Lynch or Landers that decided to dig the sand pit deeper, so made the exit a lot steeper. So I'm going out to it all confident. Like, yeah, I did it a couple seconds ago. I go, Lynch is like, all right, floor it. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
I get in there, I floor it, the truck goes up and just lands.
Oh.
And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I could get out of it. So I put it in low.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing sand everywhere.
Right, because nothing's even...
Nope. It's frames in the center, and the tires are hitting whatever's around it.
Yeah.
And poor Lynch got pelted by me in the front. Stop.
How'd you get it out?
They had to use a...
Winch?
Not a winch. The freaking...
Backhoe?
Yes, the backhoe with a chain, and he yanked me out of there.
Really?
So one of the only pictures I got from there is Yada Rob just taking a picture of me stuck in the middle just like this.
He ruined everybody's time.
Yes, pretty much.
That's all right. I don't even know how we got here.
Nick Pauzar in the chat. My car has been stuck on a rotisserie since 2017.
Happens to the best of us,
Yep.
right?
Let's see. I have a couple small bits of news. The 2025 Porsche Taycan. This is a pretty wild power jump. The Taycan Turbo S is going from something like 6 and change horsepower, 680 or something like that, being increased to 938 horsepower.
Oh my god, dude. That's crazy.
Actually, yeah, it's an increase of 187 horsepower. It's going to do 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, making it the quickest and most powerful production Porsche ever.
It's already humbled the Tesla Model S Plaid on the Nürburgring.
Has it?
Oh yeah,
It's like that's like an entirely different vehicle.
Was it like a few seconds?
it was by a good amount. I don't remember what the number
There's-
was, but it was by a good amount.
Johnny Lieberman also teased in true Johnny Lieberman fashion. He's like, oh, yeah, all this came out, the Taycan Turbo S. And he said, who knows, there may also be an even higher, spec model that he teased, which means it's probably a higher spec model as well. Probably like an RS version or something like that, I'd imagine. I will pull this thing up real quick just so everybody can take a gander at it.
Imagine a Taycan GT3 RS.
They got to be headed in some sort of GTRS territory. Does it look much? No, it doesn't look much different.
No, not entirely
I
different.
mean, it could the hotter version could probably just be like a performance pack kind of thing.
Like,
how
there's
they
some
have,
updates there. That bumper's different.
Yeah.
The
Headlights
headlights
a little
look
bit
smaller.
different.
Pulse inverter.
Has a new pulse inverter, a next-gen heat pump, and a more powerful rear motor, more powerful batteries, revised thermal management, and new tuning for the all-wheel drive system, all of which have improved both efficiency and performance. Adaptive air suspension, bagriders.com, is now standard on every Taycan. It's available with the incredible Porsche Active Ride suspension system that debuted on the third-generation Panorama. Taycan's front fenders and hood are flatter and sharper, and the front bumper has a sleeker design with horizontal intakes. Its headlights and taillights also have been redesigned, with the former getting a flatter look with the more futuristic 4-point running lights, and the latter getting a 3D design that looks like glass and the option of an illuminated Porsche script. The turbo model gets turbonite accents in their own bumpers and more angular intakes, and there are a bunch of fresh aerodynamically optimized wheel designs, new colors like shade green, which was taken from the 911 Dakar.
Oh. Looks like quite. Oh my god, is that the green?
That's nice.
I don't know what color that is.
I don't know. I like that green though.
A lot of flake in that. Whatever color that is.
Yep.
A lot of flake.
Yep, heavy flake.
The
that's
passenger
cool.
gets a screen too.
Yeah, they just keep updating. They keep getting faster.
You see a lot of these on the road?
I do.
I see a good amount.
Really?
I see the wagons more
I
often.
gotta keep my eyes open. I really haven't seen many. I didn't know if they were like something that's actually selling a lot or
I think it's selling pretty good.
Yeah, I see a decent
for what.
amount
I
of
mean,
them.
yeah, I guess for
what it is. Yeah, And the expense, of course. The only other bit of news I had
Fire away.
was nothing too super relevant. I'm not even going to show it because obviously we don't have photos or anything, but there's a new Bugatti coming out in 2024.
This year?
Yeehaw.
Like
not
sh-
Veyron,
not-
not Chiron.
Like Chiron successor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Is there any hints at what
So that's what I was just going to look at.
it's about?
More faster, more better.
Yes, yeah, it's
They said they're done chasing top speed now.
New
when they
Bugatti
did
is
it with the
coming
last one.
mid 2024. What will power it remains a mystery. Let's see, company based. Juicy rumors floating around forums of what sort of engine new car is going to have. Asked Bugatti, but don't get any type of communication.
Didn't Rimac buy them?
I believe so.
So it's probably electric or
There
hybrid.
there was a lot of speculation that it's going to be the craziest hybrid, ever. Yeah, previously Bugatti Rimac CEO Matt Rimac said we will be astonished by the follow-up to the Chiron. He went to mention that the new model will receive never-before-seen features and a heavily electrified powertrain based around a very attractive combustion engine. So there we go. It's going to be a hybrid that we've never seen before. It's going to be amazing, proportionally, technologically, in terms of innovation, in terms of unexpectedness. It's going to blow people out of the water completely, and it's a true joy to work on this. Mid-2024, we're going to see it.
Mid-2024. Jeez, well, it's already
There has been a preview
February.
that was given to company partners, held at the firm's office in Berlin.
It's going to be that Rhode Island town's new bus.
Yeah.
Curiously,
Wrong color, though.
Curiously, there were 2 cars hiding under the covers. Although the world premiere is only several months away, deliveries to customers are not going to start until 2026. Yeah, you'd expect that, but
2026. What do they hold it off for? If they got it, let it rip.
takes a little while. Can't rush excellence. Or so said.
Excellence.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Let's talk to Big Paul.
Let's
unless
fire away.
anybody else has any news.
Nothing that's too pressing.
Okay. Paul, you got to experience the Rolex 24.
I did.
That was that your
just
first
there.
time?
No, it was my second time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's pretty good. Be a little more familiar with the layout and where you
Yes.
want to be.
Yes. We paid for parking this time. Groundbreaking.
Wait, so you didn't pay for parking?
The first time we parked at a mall up the street because we didn't want to pay for parking, and that sucked because we never saw the car ever again. And so we had to hold everything that we wanted to bring,
Yeah.
which was a nightmare. And then paying for things inside sucked too. So the lines were long, and
How much is parking?
it was like $100
Jesus.
but it was worth it because we were parked like up against the stadium. And then there's like a tram that takes you in and out of the infield.
Yeah.
And it's like all these brand new pickup trucks towing these like double trailers of like benches.
Yeah.
And we were parked like right next to it. So it was sick. So we'd ride that out and then we'd grab Modelo's and then go back in.
You said $100. I'm like, fuck, absolutely.
For the
He
weekend.
goes,
For the
Jesus.
weekend.
For the weekend.
Oh,
That's
geez,
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy
Perfect.
good price. Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. So
Yeah, that works out really
yeah,
well.
it was sick.
I mean, you could pay that for, I went to Salem and I paid over half that, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
For like 4 hours. So you had an understanding of the layout of the land.
Yeah,
Like you said, learn from experience. Parking, that was one thing.
100%.
What's your game plan when you go?
Just try to see as much as possible.
Yeah.
Over those 2 days, I walked 17 miles. Like
Oh,
you're
geez.
hoofing it. It's
Yeah.
rugged. Even with the tram bringing you back and forth and stuff, it's still a lot of footwork. So.
Is that because you want to see different parts of the track?
Yeah, that and there's just so much to do, and it's such a big facility that
Yep.
it's like impossible not to walk.
Yeah.
So I was like, trekking all over the place because there's like within the infield, which it's for Saturday, Sunday it was like $80
Yep.
for infield passes for both days and the pit garages, so you
Yep.
could like walk up to them working on cars.
Relatively inexpensive
Right.
for
Yeah.
what it is. Like,
Exactly. Like the first year we went, there was one of the Ferraris was broken, and we were, watching them fix it, and then like they come in on this like there's like this little like platform truck thing, and they have like a clamshell on it and like 2 tires, and the guy just like me like whipping through the crowd, and everyone's like running away, and they like
Yep.
park the crowd to get in. Like you're right on top of them. It's sick.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like you can really get up on. Like the only thing you can't go really is the hot pits for obvious reasons.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like pretty much all access. So
So
there's
you certainly won't be bored by any means.
no, and it's like a city in there. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like there's like the baller camping, which is in the infield. So there's like they section off areas for like tent camping, but then there's also like those huge like mega buses with like millionaires and their Ferraris and stuff parked out there. Like there was one where this guy had this like modified Porsche Dakar like just parked in front of his RV, and there was last year when I went, one of the dudes with his camper was hustling Girl Scout cookies out of the back of his Ferrari 360.
Oh my god.
So I was like, listen, guy, I mean, you can't just pull up with the silver on Oxblood, Ferrari 360 and not sell me. That's insane. Like,
Right.
I got to do it. So, yeah, it's just like, so there's like all these different campsites, and then there's a carnival in there, and then
Yeah.
there's all the manufacturer booths, which have like usually sim setups or some sort of interactive thing, and then all their latest cars. And if they're racing a car, they'll usually have one of those on display to like poke around and
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah.
And then there's like a food vendor area with like food trucks, and then there's the permanent installations. So you pay like $400 for chicken tenders. And then there's like
That's where they get
there's like the shopping area too, and that's all like within the infield. And then there's the owners' corrals, which is like there's the Porsche corral, which is all PCA members.
Yep.
Which is that one's usually sick. I'm not like a Porsche simp or anything, but like that's probably where the coolest cars are for sure.
Yeah, just a cool setup.
There's the BMW corral, which is the crowning example of the BMW corral is a 430i with like it's like blue with a tan interior and like the stripes on the grill, and like that's it.
Tight.
Like that's the whole lineup. It's the wackest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, really bringing the heat.
There was one E39 M5 that was lowered a bit on wheels, and that was like the magnum opus of the collection. And then there's the Lexus corral, which is pretty sick. And then there's like outside of the track, there's like a bunch of corrals of cars too. Like there was the Lamborghini parking, there was another Porsche parking thing, there was the Hyundai parking. Yeah, it was all just ends and barrel tunes. It was horrendous.
Yeah.
It was like it's sick. Like outside the thing was there was one of the new like Lamborghini Revueltos or however the fuck you pronounce it, the Aventador replacement, just like chilling. There was like an Alpha SZ just like hanging out there. There was a DeLorean, like every GT3 generation you could imagine. It's sick.
So there's plenty to see.
Oh yeah,
obviously
like,
the race itself,
and it's like right in downtown too. So you go across the street to like a PF Chang's. Like
it's
it's like
kidding.
You're not like out in the middle of nowhere.
I didn't realize it was so like
it's
close
just
to everything
in the heart of everything.
Yeah,
and so it's
that's
like
cool.
So paying for track food's insane behavior. Just take the trolley out and walk across the street and go pay the same amount for like a good meal
and get better food.
Yeah,
right.
or go to a Wawa and then spend $5 and get like the biggest sub you've ever seen. You know?
Oh, I love Wawa.
What was your what parts of the track were your favorite?
So like I think probably like the most insane view you can get is you go up to the very top of the stands and you can watch the entire race all at once.
Oh, that's
and it's like
cool.
it's like hypnotizing. Like we went up there about 11 o'clock at night, so it was like there wasn't really anyone outside of the infield. Like the stands were pretty much empty. And we just went all the way up to the top, and you're seeing just like the lights like going around the track and everything. That was probably the sickest view. And then there was this one part near the Lexus hospitality booth that they don't say you can't go there, but there's also nothing that says you can go there. And you can get like right up on the fence where the hybrids hit their bump start, and then where the cars are coming off the bank into turn one. So you're seeing all the rotors glow red, and they're all like smacking down shifts and stuff like that. Like that's the sickest spot.
That's an awesome spot.
That's probably my favorite. That's probably the best part to get up close and watch. But like it's the track's almost completely free reign, so you can get anywhere.
That's super cool.
The only place you can't really get is the back section of the oval.
Yeah,
but like everywhere else, it's like just go wherever. Because I mean, even if you're not supposed to be there, there's no one to police it. Yeah. So it's like as long as you're not on the track, like on the other side of the fence, like you're not gonna get, you can just go. It's sick.
Are there a lot of good spots for photos?
For sure. I mean, the fences kind of fuck that up just a little bit, but if you're doing like a lot of like motion stuff, it's it blurs out. You can kind of get around it. Yeah. But yeah, there's some really good spots for photos, especially was it turn 3? But by the Ferris wheel. Yep. That fence is not super high, so people would bring like step stools and then stand on them, and then they could kind of be up above it a little bit and get photos there. So that was really good. Yeah. That and then the other side of that corner, were both really good for that.
Overall, tons of people.
Oh, it was this year was the highest attendance. I think it was 65,000 people.
Oh wow!
But that facility is good for like 150, so it's a fucking huge facility.
I mean, 65,000, like it's a lot of people, but it's kind of the average football game, I'd imagine. So it's not like insane,
right?
Especially with a big layout, kind of big footprint for people to spread out.
Yeah, I mean, like it's funny because it's like it feels more claustrophobic than it is because of all like the cars and the campers and all that stuff. Like it gets a little more congested, but yeah. And then there's camping outside the track too, so it's like there's a whole city outside there too. It's huge. It's insane. It's definitely a bucket list race to attend, even if you don't really follow IMSA.
I was gonna say, did you have a particular team or driver?
I mean, just blind brand loyalty mostly.
Yeah.
Always rooting for Cadillac because I like this. I like the story. I like their vibe that like Cadillac of all manufacturers is competing in like the pinnacle of American motorsport. I think that's kind of sick. Yeah. And then just Mercedes and Lexus and
just
cool. Honda. Yeah, just things I like.
Cool stuff to see.
I don't LMP2. I don't really give a shit about them.
Yeah.
It's cool to see the cars, but it's like it's essentially spec racing, so it's like I like that livery.
Yeah.
I like those colors. Yeah,
it's cool.
But we get an aerial of what the track looks like. I don't know if that's. How many people did you go with?
I went with 3.
3 people.
Yeah.
So you
some friends of mine from Sarasota.
Okay.
Josh, Ethan, and Zach.
Have they been before as well?
Yes. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I went with them last year too. And
Okay.
I think that I went with Josh and Zach the year prior, and I think they'd been before, but I'm not 100% sure.
So they kind of had some experience as well. So you kind of not really having to slow down to show someone the ropes.
Right. Definitely, if you're gonna go, I would do 2 days, and I would get a hotel in the area if you're not gonna camp.
Yeah.
Getting a hotel actually there is a nightmare. It was like a no-tell motel was like $300 a night.
Yeah.
But we stayed in Orlando, which is like a 40-minute drive, and everything's 40 minutes away in Florida.
Yeah.
And it was like $200 a night at a Hilton, so we just stayed there.
40 minutes ish, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
totally
not the end of the
manageable.
world. If it's a 24-hour race, you can't spare 40 minutes each way. I mean, it's
Yeah.
So
I don't know how much you're gonna miss really.
yeah, exactly. So like the first year I went, I day tripped it, and it was a fucking nightmare because where I stay there is 5 hours from the track. So that was rugged. But
Oh my god.
This time we stayed at the track from like 10:30 in the morning to about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then went back to the hotel, and then left the hotel around 8:30. Got back to the track. By the time we got breakfast and coffees and shit, it was about 10 o'clock. And watched the race wrap up.
Nice. So, all right. So we're looking at the track here. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it before. I was just trying to like visualize or like reference it in general.
The one true shame is that you can't really see the chicane up on turns 9 and 10. You can't. There's nowhere to really watch it, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of action that happens over there.
Right, because like you said, that's that part of the oval.
Yeah, that's the kind of the part you can't really access. But,
Yeah. What is this gray section here?
I have no idea. Just the abyss.
Just no man's land.
Yeah.
So you said turn 3.
So yeah, turn 3. On the back half of turn 3, there's a Ferris wheel.
Kinda looks like-
So it's like a super. That's like where you see all those famous photos of the cars like going into the braking zone with the Ferris wheel in the background and the fireworks.
Yeah.
That's that corner.
Is that just like super populated with people trying to snag that exact photo?
Yeah. Like the fireworks are at 10 o'clock, and at like 9:50, good luck.
Yeah.
It's level. It's pretty stacked up.
It's a fist fight in order to get in front.
If you have infield parking, bring your car there and stand on top of it. It'll help you out huge.
Yeah. Just get over everyone.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
that photo. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen so many of that photo, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to know where it's coming from now. Actually,
yeah.
yeah, it's a sick photo. Josh, break down that photo for us. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I mean, there's a shit ton. Like that, I like this one better
Yeah.
than that first one. Not that that first one was terrible. I don't know how I'm going to get back to it.
All right.
It's like before the race, you can walk onto the infield like grass where it says like Daytona. I mean the actual script is roped off, but like you can just stand there and you can walk around the cars
It's
and all
right
that
there,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And touch them and break pieces of them off if you're really brave.
Take them home.
It's crazy they let you like touch them.
Yeah, they'll probably spank you if they see you touch it, but you can just touch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was kind of that spot I was talking about. That photo right there, up at the top of the stands.
Right,
which
because you can see.
I'm afraid of heights, so it kind of sucked. So I was kind
That
of like
seems very high.
yeah, it was rugged. But that spot is nasty because you can see literally everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd be like up here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That looks wild.
It's super cool.
It's a wicked fun race because I mean I can't think of a lot of other like high level motorsports you have that level of exposure to. Like you can go up to the cars and get really close to them,
Yeah.
and like watch them work on them when they're broken, and like when you're walking through the garages, like there's cars like cutting through crowds to go get repaired. Like there's like we were watching this one car get repaired, and then this one of the Huracans came down and was like he was like sitting on limiter because people wouldn't get the fuck out of the way. Like it was like it's really really like up close and personal.
Yeah. It's wild that like during call it operating hours, like they're just still letting people like walk around in there because it's like
100%.
think about how much time is being wasted just waiting for people to get out of your way.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
for the most part, like the people are like
Cognizant,
sympathetic, cognizant and sympathetic to the fact that like this person's in a race, I need to get the fuck
Yeah.
out of the way.
Yeah.
And it's also like those cars are so loud, especially the NA ones.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't hear it, you're an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be allowed to interact with society because you're a hazard or you're legally deaf. And I just hate crime too. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially the Lambos. Those things are disgusting. It's probably the loudest car in the field. Is
Really?
the Lambos? Yeah, they're insane. And it's crazy too. Like you can tell where the exhausts exit on the cars because like during the race they're glowing red, like beat red. They're like it looks like they're lights. Like it's insane. So you can see like the side exit cars will have like these glowing red circles like on the skirts, or like the Lambos. It's like afterburners on the back panel. It's so nasty.
The nighttime visuals you must get are
Nighttime's
gotta
the
be
best.
incredible.
'Cause
Yeah.
you can see the cars shooting fire. You can see them like doing flash to pass.
Yeah.
So you just see like flashing lights off in the distance. Like, oh, someone's getting finessed out there right now. And then like the light up numbers on the side of the car indicating position and stuff like that. Like it's just it's
a lot of
nighttime's
cool,
the best.
yeah, a lot of cool visuals.
If I was an unstoppable being and I didn't need sleep, going from like dark dawn to or dusk to dawn would be the time to go. That's the
are
coolest
things
part.
open all night? Is it
No,
kind of like a
not
never ending?
really.
Okay.
Like the shops and some of the food stuff closes down, so
Okay.
you definitely get caught up there. But like everyone's like partying, so I'm sure if you find someone like at a campfire at 3 o'clock in the morning and they're hammering beers, they'd probably offer you one kind of thing.
Yeah, give you a sausage if you
Someone
want.
give me
Yeah.
a burg? Yeah, I bet they will. Christian Horner's going to be hanging out there.
Allegedly.
An absolute dream is getting like infield parking and be able to like putt around with my car. That'd be so fucking sick.
Putt around infield?
Yeah, like there's like all like
They're
the
letting you drive around?
well, like the owners' corrals are like in the infield, like
Yeah.
parking areas and stuff. Like all the people camping, like they're all parked infield and stuff like that, and you can just drive around.
Wow. Nothing off. Wow, these are some great photos.
Yeah, this is from Stanceworks.
Oh, Mike took these.
This one's from a few years ago.
Yeah,
Wow. These are some great photos.
but it's cool because you get to see some.
Yeah, I
very
like
good
I like where we're
perspectives.
seeing the progression of day to night.
It's funny too because it's painfully aware which cars are NA and which cars are turbo.
Yeah.
By like the sound they make. Like the turbo cars are like really tame, and then something NA comes by and like deafens you.
Yeah.
Like the Lambos were especially ignorant, but like the Mustangs, the Corvettes, those were really obnoxious as well. And then like the McLarens and the Ferraris were like a whisper. They sounded electric.
Wow. I mean,
And then the Cadillacs roaring through are the best noise on the entire field. They sound so sick.
Team
How's
America.
the bump start in person?
Dude, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, watching videos of the hybrid bump start is just like,
Yeah,
that's cool.
it's so nasty.
What was one of your favorite things about the place overall, or about the race overall?
I mean, the finish was pretty exciting. It was like a dogfight between one of the Porsches and one of the Cadillacs for like the entire like last 20 minutes or so.
That's killer. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you hope it to be.
100%.
Oh yeah, because it was the 23 hours and 57 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Not 24.
Yeah, it was. They cut it like short, but like people were like complaining and like it was a conspiracy. Like, oh, they didn't want Cadillac to win, and it was like the last two laps, the Porsche was kind of gapping the Cadillac because
It was
the Cadillac
over
got caught up
before
in
then.
traffic. So
Yeah.
it would have been the Porsche would have had to have crashed or made like a drastic mistake for it to have
Right,
changed in
something
one
happened.
lap. But it was a really nasty race. Like it's definitely something that I suggest everyone does at some point,
Yeah.
even if you don't give a shit about IMSA. It's just like being engrossed in that whole vibe is insane.
No, if you like cars at all,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
this is-
and like the cars that go to attend, like you would, like it's worth seeing. Like just go walk around the city and see cars parked up. Like
yeah,
the first year we went, because we parked so far away, we had to hoof it a good amount, and then there was like a big line to get in where we were standing, and there was like 5 Mexican market like Volkswagens that were like all slammed on wheels
Yeah.
and stuff. Just drove by, and it's like, the fuck did those come from?
They've road
Like,
trip there.
like
Yeah.
a Fox and like a Gall and like all that shit. I'm like,
Oh,
like,
sick,
that's
yeah.
insane shit. Like
Yeah.
weird shit. Like like Safari 911s and
Yeah.
like there's like people like ripping up and down in like Ford GTs and stuff. Like it's wild.
just the whole scene.
Yeah, because it's Florida car culture is a little ignorant and it's like a lot of money down there. So like it's
Yeah.
just dudes with guap acting a fool.
I think Florida car culture is a little it's like underrated.
It is it's underrated, but also there's a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of garbage, but there's some really nasty stuff down there too.
And
There's a
it'll
lot of garbage
cover-
up here too,
True.
with not as much sunshine for it to be out there.
Yeah.
Like
and it'll cover an array. Like it covers a whole
Oh yeah.
every end of the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
like there's a scene out
especially
there
like the
for.
exotic stuff and like the really high end
Yeah.
things. There's a lot of really nasty stuff down there.
I mean, that's something just we don't have here.
Yeah.
Like that scene in particular.
I'm a bit in like Greenwich and like stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
There's more pockets of that in Florida, although Florida's huge, so that's
Yeah.
something else to contend with.
I just picture Miami in particular.
Yeah.
Like just cocaine everywhere.
Yeah, if you go to Miami at the right time, you'll see some wild stuff.
Yeah, like people on top of cars and supercars everywhere.
And like I was driving down Miami Beach and there was someone in an S63 convertible, white on white Forgiatos, and he was sitting on his center console, swerving lane to lane. Like that was nasty. And then like there was like 5 minutes later, I saw a Koenigsegg RS just like cutting up. It looked like a UFO. It was insane.
Yeah, wild shit out there.
Yeah.
So it's very safe to say that you will be attending again
For sure.
Yeah.
If I can swing on it, that's something I'd probably do every year.
Yep. The infield parking stuff, is that just a different ticket?
So that's a whole other bag of hammers. Getting infield parking's a nightmare, and like
Okay.
getting camping's a nightmare too. It's because they offer it to if you camped last year, they give you first right of refusal for camping.
Right,
And I
right.
imagine that infield parking is probably the same. So you have to buy, you have to buy someone's like secondhand ticket,
Yeah.
and then you have to pay out the nose for it. So,
Right.
that's a nightmare. Like I know a friend of a friend got infield parking, and he was asking for like 3 months, like hounding the internet for parking.
Yep.
So like that's kind of a thing. And then like the car corrals, that's mostly owners groups and stuff like that. So that's a whole other
Different-
lottery
yeah.
to get into.
Yeah.
Although with the BMW corral, they just be letting anyone in.
430.
The
blew one
worst
tan.
shit I've ever seen. There's not even M's. Like there wasn't even that many M's.
That's just like what are we doing here?
It's disgusting.
Are you aware this is a race?
And it's
It's
fun too because it's like that 430 will be fully butterfly, doors open, trunk open, hood
People
open,
like going wild.
flexing.
Yeah.
One
It's
of
just
one.
a note
one of
of
one.
like how much BMW's lost their way.
Yeah. Completely lost any relationship with sporting customers. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean-
Everyone complains about the Supra being a BMW, but I think it's the other way around. I think the only reason the Z4 is the least disgusting BMW is because it's a Toyota.
Because the Supra, right. Would that Z4 exist without the Supra?
It would
Still.
probably, but it'd be whack.
Yeah.
It was
Interesting.
like the last Z4 was kind of mid,
It
wasn't bad, but it wasn't killer.
Did they have the S54 in that still?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's a little
4M
slept on.
had it,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Z4M, right. And they still made a
But after that, when they
Clown
had like 2015, 2014, like that era,
Yeah.
it was just like the Z35i or whatever.
yeah. That lost its
Yeah.
way for sure. Speaking of other cars in particular, you have a handful of projects going on.
Mostly nightmares.
You're into drifting.
Yes.
S14.
Oh yeah.
With I believe you called it God's Motor.
Well, it has a soiled KA in it right now.
Soiled.
It died a horrible death.
Exited the chat.
Yeah, exited the chat, so that's that. But I have an SR for it waiting to go in. So
Was it when it left? Was it at a Velocity event?
kind of, sorta. It was
Okay.
on its way out for a while. It had this weird bogging issue that we could never figure out, and it just like it got worse and worse, and it ran worse and worse, and it like was slower and slower. But there was no there was no particles in the oil or
Nothing definitive.
like nothing definitive that was like, oh, it's definitely this. Like we changed the harness, we changed a bunch of we changed the injectors, we changed pretty much everything attached to the motor that wasn't like a manifold or like something that everything electronic was replaced.
Yeah.
And it still ran like shit, and we really couldn't figure out why, so we just kind of gave up and just drove it as it was. And then the last event I drove it was like coughing the whole way home, and I barely made it home. And then I was like, that's definitely cooked.
There's something.
So I
right.
parked it, and then I moved it like a few months later because I was like, I was like, there was no way the motor wasn't blown. It had like 50 horsepower going home, and then starting it took me like 15 minutes to get it 10 feet from one garage to the other. So I
Yeah.
was like, that's done.
It's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem.
But so I have an SR for that. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I've never owned a drift car with horsepower before, so
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
It's gonna be different.
Yeah.
What kind of power are you looking to make?
So the internals are good for like 450, 500. The turbo is good for about 425, 450, but I'm going to keep it detuned to about 300. I wanted to overbuild it and understress
make
it. So
it's efficient but
yeah.
good power.
I'm
still, like
coming
you
from a
said.
stock KA, so it's like any horsepower is like
It's going to
insanely-
be a
Yeah. Like I borrowed a Z for a staggered, and that felt like a Bugatti. So I'm like, it's like a boost up SR would be dope. And the only reason this thing's built is I bought it already blown up. It had a spun bearing, so it needed everything anyway. So
Right. So and like you said off mic, we were talking. This has been about a 1.5 year endeavor.
Yeah. So it was at the machine shop for like a 1.5 years. It was actually funny. I had I bought the motor on a whim because a friend of mine was selling. Actually, the same friend I bought the 240 off of years ago. Haley Collins, shout out. But I only bought it because I was like, I never thought I'd own an SR. I was gonna build the KA. Yeah. But then I was like, I can never afford an SR. And then he sold it, good with a good head. It just needed like a slight overbore on the block, and then like one bent rod and a fucked up crank. It was like $700. So I was like,
unaffordable.
It's a way to get into an SR. So I bought it, and then I blew up my KA like immediately, and I was like, fuck. So then I was like, I could rush to build this, or I could swap another KA in. So that's why I put the other KA in, and that was the one that just blew up. So that was supposed to be in service for like less than a year while I built the SR, and the SR took really long. So then I saw that go to heaven. Yeah. Shout out to Chris McQuaid from F Auto, because I bought that motor off him, and then I over last winter sold it back to him because I was going to put my SR in, and the SR wasn't done, so I took the motor back and then blew it up. So sorry, boss.
You have a handful of projects ongoing.
Yes.
What is the status of your Civic in particular?
Which one?
The track. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I did a track day, it's a 2000 Civic DX hatch with a JDM GSR and a USDM GSR trans. That I broke kind of at the last event I drove, which was the beginning of November, I think. It had like an idle issue, and I was like, I don't really care to figure this out. Winter's coming, so I parked it, and then winter never came, so fuck me. But, but that's kind of that. I bought some stuff to make it a little bit lower because I wish it was lower. But I have grand ideas for that car, but it's kind of on the back burner because it works, and the 240 does not work.
That takes precedent.
Yeah, and I have some other. Yeah, it's a juggle. It's
Yeah. I watched you literally spin that thing.
Oh yeah, I spun it in front of you, didn't I?
In front of me.
Yeah, that was exciting. Yeah, that was at Staggered too.
Wow, that's Staggered.
I brought that, and I brought a friend's Z for Staggered. So I drifted and I did grip, and I drifted the EK a little bit too because that thing was very rear end happy,
a little loose,
and it snapped in front of my friend Matthias.
Yeah, on the back side of Thompson.
Yeah, that's on my Instagram if anyone wants to go look at that.
When I seen you, I'm like, oh wow, you had a bit of an off, but you're coming off. Car wasn't crashed or anything.
No,
I'm like,
it was
all right,
fine.
He's good.
Yeah, it was coming off the oval track into the back section, so it's like a change in pavement.
Yeah,
and that car 3-wheels really bad because I don't have any sway bars. Like it didn't come with them from factory. So
change in pavement, and there's that little hump. Yeah, before you dive into that left.
Right. So I'm 3-wheeling and I hit a bump. Bottom out the coilover, the car snaps out, and there's not enough angle. I couldn't save it.
Yeah, and it put you into the grass.
Yeah.
Did you even go over the curbing?
No,
or just
I think I tagged the curbing, but I don't think I kick flipped it.
Yeah, not enough to
full clubhouse style. Yeah,
right. But you were out there getting it with that thing.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. That was the first actual track day I did with that car, and that's what I built it for.
Yep.
And I have no excuse for why I didn't do it. I just didn't. It was one of those things where it's like I should do this if I go before I take it to the track, and I should do this and whatever, but. Like meanwhile, I'm tracking my daily like a fucking asshole. So it's like I was like, finally, I'm like, I'm just gonna take the thing out. If I hit a corner and I eat a fender, if the car explodes, like whatever, it'll get fixed. But it's a Honda Civic. It's not like it's a Bentley. So if I run a fender over, it's $50 for a new one.
Yeah. You also have GTR.
I have a GTR R32.
What is happening with that?
So that car, it was so that was like kind of like a dream car of mine, and I bought it when I kind of couldn't afford it, but I'm glad I did because I bought it for really cheap.
I was gonna say in comparison, probably when you got it to now,
sub 20.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. It was a friend of mine was having a kid, so we needed a responsible dad car. So he was selling his first gen CRV and the GTR.
Yeah.
And he bought an Evo 10, very great dad car. It had the SST trans, so it's it's a dual clutch. It's very nice, daily driver,
smooth and practical.
Yeah, totally, 100%. You know, 9 million RPM on the highway, super practical. But so that car, it's mostly stock, and it stayed mostly stock. When it came over from Japan, it was definitely tracked over there. Like, we found holes where like a bolt-in cage was bolted in, and like the gauge cluster is not original. It's a Nismo cluster, which is sick, but it's not the original cluster. So like the mileage is different. And,
Yeah.
there's definitely like some hints here and there that like something was done, and then like it had aftermarket downpipes, but like stock turbos and like mostly stock, you know, stock ECU, stock everything else, and it's kind of like
they could have just pulled stuff that they wanted to
might have
off.
pulled stuff off, or just, you know, was like a stock car that someone caged and
had these particular
beat up on. But when it came over here, it was repainted white again. It was white over there, but there was like JDM bugs baked into the paint and stuff, so it was painted again over here.
Like a Jurassic Park ember.
Oh yeah, 100%. It needs to be painted again. That paint job sucks. But and then like other than that, it was like coils and wheels, and then the guy that I bought it off of, yes, it is the one that is at Function Auto. Someone from the chat. So he did like all new bushings throughout the entire car. He did all new weather sealing and all that stuff. Like, did all like the maintenance stuff to make it perfect. And then I just enjoyed it as it was. And then kind of around the last year I was driving it, it developed a breaking up issue at higher RPM.
Yep.
And I was like, you know, I was like, and I don't know, you know, we're trying to figure out what it was. And I thought it might be wiring, because it's, you know, 30-something-year-old wiring. And I was like, you know, like the turbos were kind of on their way out. So like they're starting to get a little smoky, and I was like, you know, it's kind of a good time to put some new turbos in, maybe put a new harness in. You might as well do a standalone. You might as well upgrade the fueling and all that stuff. And then it kind of snowballed out of control, and now it is the way it is. But I can't afford to open that motor up and build it, so it's going to be very mild. So this isn't going to be a Chuck build.
You're just going to get it to a functioning
point. I want to make it like high 3s, low 4s. I'd be stoked with, because it was already like the fastest car I owned. So it's, you know, which, you know, isn't saying much, but so that's getting twin GT 28 GTX 2860s, doing a Haltech management, you know, 1000cc injectors, all that good stuff, wiring specialties harness.
So do you know how many miles on that RB?
No.
Okay, that's I would, because I know you said the cluster stuff.
If I went through all the import paperwork, I could probably get a rough idea. On the cluster, it's like 140 kilometers. So it's definitely not. It's not like one of those super low mileage cars. Like, it's definitely not a super low mileage one. But I mean, I don't think it's like, you know, 300,000 miles or
right. Yeah, nothing to
like that.
Be crazy to like worry about on the, you know, long term.
Yeah.
What other projects do you have working?
So I have my Mercedes. It's a 1996 Mercedes SL 500. That car was originally my grandfather's. He was the original owner of that. It was the first car I ever drove. I was 4 years old. I sat on his lap and drove on my front lawn at my house,
which is cool. Yeah,
I was sick. My mom was not stoked. He owned that until 2003, and then he passed it down to my mom. And then that car sat. Or like she drove it around a bit, but it kind of fell into a bit of disrepair. My dad hates cars, so he was against like dumping money into fixing it. Yeah. And then he tasked me with selling it, because my dad, if there's anything my dad hates more than cars, it's feeling like he's getting ripped off. So we went to some dealerships to trade it in, and like the highest offer they got was $800. And like at the time it had like 30-something thousand miles on it.
Oh wow.
So he's like, you said me, you know, this fucking thing cost when it was new. So he's like, I was like, I could probably get more if I sold it, you know, secondhand. Like, I had an emotional attachment to the car too, so I was like, I'd rather someone who's gonna like it. Like, so I was like, if I sell it myself, I can vet who buys it. Yeah. And then I dragged ass for like months on listing it, because I didn't want to see it go. And then they gave it to me. Yeah. Which is dope, but it was like the hydraulic cylinders for the top needed to be replaced, which is the most expensive thing in the entire world. It needed like a bunch of like just like maintenance work, and needed suspension, and needed all that stuff. So I drove it as it was for a while. I drove it as essentially just a coupe, because I couldn't afford to fix the hydraulics. It was like the lowest price I got was $5,000 for parts and labor. Yeah. And I ended up getting a deal, and it was still like $3,500 to fix it when I eventually did. So that's a nightmare. Yep. So if you're ever buying one of those, see if those have been replaced. And if they haven't, pray. And then to fix the suspension, I ended up bagging it. Because I have no self-control and I hate myself. at that time, it was the only one on the Western Hemisphere. So there was one in Europe.
Yep.
And there was like in the UK or something like that, and I was the only one that wasn't. I was the only other one, and that guy wouldn't talk to me on Instagram, so fuck him. I like asked him like questions, and I was asking him like reasonable questions, like I wasn't like, where'd you buy?
What are your
stance
specs on
kit?
your wheels,
Like,
man?
To be fair, I'd get DMs and they're like, where'd you buy your stance kit from? And I wouldn't answer because there's no helping those people.
Right.
Like,
Right.
How do you answer that?
Not
question?
quite,
It's not
yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're.
It's somebody not asking
implying, yeah.
the right questions.
But I was like, I know, like, so those cars share the same suspension as a 190E and a W124.
Yep.
But it's significantly heavier. It's the car's 4,200 pounds. It's a fat beast.
Yep.
So like, I was asking questions. I'm like, I know W124 stuff fits. Like, what about dampening and stuff like that? Like, what are you running for shocks? Because like, it's probably going to be under damped or whatever. And there was no kits out there for the car. There was H&R springs and Bilstein shocks, and that was it. And then it didn't answer me. So I was a hodgepodge of things. I had CA tuned front shocks for a W124 in the front. I had Bilstein B8s for a 500E in the rear. I had Slam Specialties SS5 bags that were like Mark V, the same spec I had on my old Jetta.
Yep.
And then some custom cups made to mount them. And Katie Designs actually over there did it for me.
Oh,
so
big shouts.
So that was cool. And then I hate air suspension, so I suffered with that car for a while, and it just kind of like, it was on airless V2, which sucked because I bought it, and then like 3 months later they came out with 3P and 3H. I was like, well, fuck me to pieces. But, so the V2 sucks. So like, it never really rode at the height that I wanted it to be at. Like it was always like, and it was drastic too, because the car at ride height, it was 120 psi in the front and 100 in the rear.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And it was like, sometimes it was tucking tire in the front and sometimes it was a 2-inch gap. And I drove it like old man spec. So like, it was annoying when it was like super low because the car would be raked the fuck out or it'd be crooked and stuff like that. And like, no matter how many times I calibrated it, no matter like how I'd set it up, it would always sit weird, and it bugged the shit out of me. I ended up hating the car for a while.
Yep.
So now it's on coilovers. It's on a full set of C18 coilovers for a W124, and it is woefully underdamped and undersprung.
Yep.
But so that's kind of the status of that right now. It's I mean, other than that stuff, it's stock. It's on OZ Opera 2s, and it's on it has JDM corner lights, and that's kind of it.
Yep.
But
it's still nice and simple and drivable. So
yeah, I mean, the whole purpose of that car is I didn't want to fuck it up. Like that's a forever car for me, so I didn't want to like do anything that would be irreversible.
Right, you're not going to start cutting it up.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want. Like when we bagged the car, like Kyle had like a very strict guideline. I'm like, do not do anything irreversible.
Yeah.
The only thing like irreversible we did was he had to cut the perch off the rear control arms to weld the new ones on, but you can replace the control arms. So that was no big deal. I was fine with that.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so that's kind of that. In the future, it's just swapping wheels around and doing small stupid things.
Yeah, small aesthetic stuff.
Yeah, like I don't have Select Speed Shop build an exhaust for it.
Oh, sick.
But like I want like a real mild exhaust. Like it doesn't. The only thing you hear right now is the fan, and it sounds like a bus. So like I want it to make a noise. I don't want it to be loud, but I want something to come out of it when you hit the gas.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I kind of want to do like a Brabus style exhaust, which is like this really sick. It's like two blast pipes that come out at an angle, and then they're cut flush to the bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a really cool look. So maybe something like that, or and then just kind of small stuff here and there. I got fucked on a couple sets of AMG Aero for the car. It was a whole long story, but that's an uphill battle. That's my Sisyphus's boulder is AMG Aero.
That rather difficult to find, I'd imagine.
You can always find a kit, but you're gonna have to pay through the nose for it.
Okay.
That and a panoramic roof. Those are my two holy grail parts.
How the fuck would that install be?
It was an option for the last couple year SLs.
Okay.
You get like it was a glass roof hardtop.
Yeah.
It's sick, but there's so much money.
Didn't Theo from Banchworks have one?
He might have, because I know we had an SL600.
Yeah, he had a glass roof.
Yeah,
full glass roof. Yeah,
yeah. Those tops are sick.
It's wild,
and there's so much money. Like the cheapest one I found was $3,500.
No shit.
And it was like the wrong color interior, and I wept because I was like, $3,500. I can almost afford that. I have to drive to Texas to go get it, but like, like most of them are like $5,000. It hurts. S2000 people are laughing at me right now, but still,
their hard tops.
They're all their hard tops are worth more than gold, but it sucks to pay $5,000 for something the car came factory with.
Yeah, like I should have this.
Yeah,
it's a really cool effect driving. I think I drove his car once, if not maybe twice, and it was just a wild thing.
It's like the whole roof panel essentially. There's just like a skeleton around it, and then you have the big back window too. So it really does feel like you're a convertible without a convertible.
I'm outside, but I'm inside.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're out in the elements.
It's a convertible with a good roof line.
Yeah.
And then I have a 2001 Lexus GS300 I bought by accident.
That you've been slinging around Walk City.
Yeah, because I when I blew up the 240, I blew it up mid-season, and I was like, I don't want to miss out on the season, so I scrambled to. I was like either rush the rest of the SSR swap, which I can't afford to do, and like also it just isn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
So I could either do that, I could buy another KA, which is a waste of money, or I could buy a car that I could then sell and try to break even on. So I was like, that's kind of the wave. And I bought an SC300 that had sat for a while, as I was told. Found out like months after I bought it that sat for 10 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it was a factory manual SC, which was sick.
What's your definition of a while?
Yeah.
Could be a decade.
Yeah. It was, factory manual, welded diff, coilovers, fucked to smithereens rear quarters, but the rest of the car was pretty mint. And it ran and drove fine, so I bought that, and then it blew up like immediately. So that was sick, and I was like, well, I've already sunk some money into this thing, so that's unfortunate. So I put it up on Facebook Marketplace, and someone traded me a GS for it. So I was like, oh, I've always wanted one of these, let's give this a try, and I'm obsessed with it. It's the thing I drive the most right now. I bought super cheap teen coilovers from Japan.
Yep.
Threw those on, threw on my R32 GTR wheels, and welded the diff, and we're boogieing. That thing leans like it's 9:30 every time I enter, and it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Drifting an auto GS is a nightmare because it is woefully underpowered, and there's no way to shock the drivetrain. So you have to basically have a car accident to initiate drift. So it's like, it's not just a faint entry, because like the only way you can get it to not understeer on entry is you lean on the brakes, and then like for like a right hander you like snap it right very lightly, then snap it left more while you're still on the brakes, and then the back end starts to step out really hard.
Right, to almost
and
like
then,
take the weight off itself.
Yeah, and then they get to snap it left again and like dab the brakes, get the weight back on the front because it's just starting to lean back on that huge ass wheelbase, and then you just got to stand both feet on the throttle and ride that horse across the track. And if you spin, it sucks because like it has one of those shifters that's like. It's like the gated all the way down.
Oh
so like
God,
I'm driving the thing in two.
It's like a
and then I
maze.
spin out and stall because when you roll an auto in reverse, it stalls.
Yeah.
So I got to go like all the way back to park, turn the car back on all the way back to one, because if I'm going to turn around, I got to whip the car around because the big beast is taking up a lot of space.
Yeah.
So you put that thing in a one to get that thing spinning so it doesn't shift up, shift mid spin. Because it takes 7 years to shift gears, and then you smack it into two to really ride that thing up the hill and get the fuck out of there. But
Sounds like this has happened a few times.
Oh yeah, it was a learning curve. It was a learning curve. It was actually funny. I was driving. I was shaking the car down a bit after switching a tire setup on the skid pad, and someone came up to me. He was like, "Oh, dude, like." I remember when I started with an auto too, like, it's really good to see you out there, whatever. I'm like, I'm in A group. I'm just shaking the car down. I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on it. I'm like, I looked like a fool out there, but I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing. This thing's just a nightmare.
That's hilarious. Dude.
Like to give you an idea, like,
I don't belong here.
Like the people who drift those, they run like a 24 to 30K spring in the front, and then like a 16 to maybe 24 in the rear. And I'm running a 1210. So like that thing, it does kick flips. It's horrendous. I've destroyed those front fenders.
I was gonna say, yeah, at some point, like, depending upon what way you're turning, the opposite side of the car is eating the ground, basically.
And it's like, my dream right now is I want two drift cars. I want the 240 to be very focused and very like cripped up and like snappy and like really like a fighter jet.
Yeah.
And then I want a big Toyota sedan making a little too much power and a little too under tired, and just have it be like a comfy full interior like street machine that can drift.
Yeah.
And this is like me kind of dipping my toe into it, and I realize this is what I want.
What kind of seat do you have in the GS?
It's a stock seat.
Seriously?
It's a stock seat with a rip in it. So I just settle my ass like into the rip in the seat and like let that hold me in a little bit, and I initiate and fall over the center console.
You just have your legs holding you like.
Oh
bracing.
yeah, I'm full chicken wing, legs spread out, just smashed into the door and into the center console, holding me in for dear life.
Oh my
Thankfully,
God.
because it's an auto, you don't need to like do all that clutch motion and like
Yeah.
really separate yourself from the side of the car.
You
So
kind of set
you're
your
locked
position.
in.
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're fucking sloshing around like the inside of a Slurpee cup.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You must get out of the car at the end of the day and be like, my fucking knees are killing me.
Dude, my calves are disgusting right now, dude. I could break walnuts with my legs.
Oh man.
It's I think it's a blast. If I could kick a clutch or if it made 100 more horsepower, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But I think it was almost at 300,000 miles, and it is chilling.
Yeah.
It is the best car I've ever owned.
It's doing
totally
its
happy
best
doing
work.
It has a mild exhaust leak, which sounds pretty decent. So I'm like,
Yep.
hell yeah, free exhaust.
Yeah.
Nature gave me a nice exhaust tone, so
God.
I'm in there.
You're just setting the bar with this big body.
Dude, I love that thing. All
Oh
the
my
bushings
God,
through the
that's
mashed
hilarious.
potatoes when I enter.
The fact that you say you have to initiate by having a car accident.
Yeah, dude, it's basically a car accident.
Oh my God.
Like
that's
I did that
amazing.
same exact thing when that dude took that off ramp and I almost T-boned him. Like, that was like half an entry. It's
Did you drive it here tonight?
Oh yeah, it's outside. The cranberry weapon is outside.
The Cranberry Bog.
Are the seats? Are the seats like Dove?
Oh, dude.
Are they like a Dove?
No, they're
tan?
black.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, goth. That thing is full gothic.
The cranberry
Cranberry
goth.
on black. Yeah, wow.
Dude, that thing looks like a sacrifice. I love that thing.
That's amazing.
Can't believe someone spec that. Someone like was like cranberry on tan. It makes sense for that market, but cranberry on black's a wild choice for someone.
It
who
really
knows
is.
new.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so dope. Whoever spec'd it, God bless.
Or
I don't know whoever racing
Or
couture
Hail
is,
Satan.
but the car feels like Gene. Someone else broke in.
Yeah. Racing Couture is my gay lover.
There you go.
big shouts.
Big shouts. But yeah, no, that thing's fucking sick.
What
Like,
are your?
my daily is a Civic Type R, and I drive the GS far more.
What year's the Civic Type R?
19.
Okay, so it's the gen, like the first gen.
Yeah, that we got. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, FK8. I bought that car new. I cyberbullied dealerships in order to buy it because it was a time when like they stopped production for a bit, so all the cars went back up in price.
Yeah.
But they were listed for MSRP, and then you call and they'd be like, "Oh no, we want $5,000 over." So I would just scream at them on the phone. That was fun. There was one this was in like April of 2019, and someone had an 18 that was still left over, and they wanted $5,000 over, and I'm like, this is why you bums still have this thing on the lot. And I was like, you fucking clown. She's like, fuck you, buddy. If you can't afford it, get off the phone. I'm like, no, you pound sand, lady. I was like, good luck in 2027 with your 2018 on the lot. You suck.
You clearly don't know how to sell
We were
cars.
just screaming. So like when I got on the phone with this one dealer, I was like, do you have this car still? He's like, yes. I'm like, do you want MSRP? He's like, we want $5,000 over. I'm like, what if you didn't? And he's like, come on up and we'll talk. I was like, no. Is it MSRP or not? He goes, come up and we'll talk. I'm like, I'm not leaving my house until you tell me it's MSRP. And if it's MSRP, I'll be up there with money. And he goes, all right, fine. It's MSRP. Come get it. And I'm like, I'm on my way. And I bought it that day.
Deal's done. Thank you. Oh, that's fucking amazing.
That's it's good because I'm sure they get a lot of phone calls about like that.
Oh yeah, tire kicking.
Similar, and that like ultimately people don't follow through with it.
Yeah.
But you were like the one who was like, tell me and I'll come right now.
I was like, I have a cashier's check. I'm coming. Give me the fucking car.
I think bum is such an underrated insult. It really needs to be thrown out
my
more.
thing recently, because I've been watching Mad Men, is hobo. And they use hobo a lot in there for some reason.
Yeah, it was with the times.
Yeah, and just the word hobo is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Also, this fucking hobo. Like
my favorite's Bozo.
Bozo.
It's
good.
so cutting.
Bozo's a good one
It
too.
rolls off the tongue. It has that first punch of the B.
It does. It's
It
What about
just
a goof?
levels people.
Call someone a goof.
a goof. Yeah, you goof. Bozo's pretty good. Like,
Bozo's great because it's got a Z, which is a wild
Yeah.
letter. to
and
have.
that's one that whoever you call a bozo is gonna go home in like a few hours, maybe even days later.
Yeah.
Is gonna remember.
It's
it.
gonna marinate.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be like,
that sits on your brain like an octopus.
Yeah, dude.
Bozo.
Like they call me a bozo.
Yeah, bozo.
Yeah.
Wake up at 2 a.m, cold sweat. Did you call me a bozo?
Yeah.
Muppet is pretty good too.
I heard dish rag on Scottish Twitter, and that leveled me. And also someone called his mom a weapon, and that also killed me.
Yeah. Mine, oh fuck, what was it? Yeah, my recent favorite as well is I started watching that show Fargo, and it's very early on, the first stuff on FX, like I don't even know, it might even be the first episode, where the dude refers to another dude's kid as dim. He's a little dim. Is one of my fucking favorite. It's so fucking good.
He's a little dim.
Yeah, he's a little dim. I enjoy that stuff. Let me hit some questions here that we might have received in the old Revival message system here. These are going to be general, and we can all answer them at will. I don't know who the jizz expert is in the chat, but Jordan MX_5, worst movie you've seen?
Oh my God, worst movie I've seen. That's a tough one.
Oh, there's some horrendous movies.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies. It's tough to really think what the worst one is.
Matter of fact, I might have just told the boys about this a little while ago.
Yeah.
I've been
Okay, yeah.
So
That'll
I've
count.
fortunately am basically one of the preliminary judges for the New England Film Festival. New Bedford Film Festival. And I just started watching all the films that I've been assigned. First one was super cool, 15 minutes, kind of horror-esque. Everything was shot really well. Music's great, audio, the story, acting, great, wonderful. Awesome film to start off with. Rated it very highly. Next one, immediately, is like a 17-minute long interpretive dance film. And I got about 2.5 minutes into it, and I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not, how am I supposed to follow this story? It doesn't even have a fucking story. These people are in a warehouse dancing like fucking swans.
Yeah.
This doesn't interest me. I'm not that intellectually in depth. I don't give a fuck. So that so far has been the worst movie I've ever seen.
I think any modern Fast and the Furious.
I watched the most recent one, and it was entertaining at the very least. It was terrible. And Jason Momoa in particular, I don't even know if I want to call it acting. But he was trying to do something. And it was just
he's a good actor too. That's a tragedy.
So that's the, I think he just kind of showed up, mailed it in. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's kind of the whole point of most of the people in Fast and the Furious. It's
Right,
like,
the whole
you're
series.
muscular.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Go threaten
exactly
people.
it. I'm here for my body.
Go be brooding in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
pull
Do
up in a muscle
something.
car and flex a muscle and be like, oh, you're disrespecting me.
Vin, we're really going to need you to pump up that bicep,
Yeah.
as we're staring into the,
Like the last one I saw was 7, and I'll never watch another one ever again.
I don't even.
I think actually the last one I saw was 7 as well. That's as far as I've made it. I know I was going on about watching every single one for a while, but I had to take a break. It gets to be a little too much.
Tim Connors in the chat says, Debbie does Dallas. There was zero football.
Misleading title.
Yeah. TDs. When was the last time you spent less than what you thought on car parts?
Never. Oh, the header that I just bought.
That's a
There
good
you
one. I think fixing something on the wife's car.
That's good.
I was fully expecting all right, here we go, $500-$600, and it was like, I don't know, 300. It was a win.
Call it a win.
Like those teen coilovers I bought for my Lexus. They were like $800 shipped.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a good
it's
deal.
perfect,
That's a really good
especially
deal.
from another country.
Yeah.
Throttle cable on the 240 was like $20.
Oh, wow.
Hell
There you
yeah.
go.
No tax there.
TDs, would you rather have a cheap daily that's paid off or a nicer daily with payments?
Oh, dude, cheap daily that's paid
Cheap
off.
daily that's paid off, yeah.
That's just my current life right now.
Yeah, car that
Depends.
zero worries.
Depends. How nice are we talking? And what kind of payment are we talking?
$500,000 school bus.
Ah, fuck.
I think the national average right now is like $650 or something.
I was
going
gonna
to
say, yeah.
So somewhere around there.
I mean, if the car's like sick, I'd be in
Yep.
there. If it's just like a whatever car, like it's just like a daily like fucker, like going to the store and back, like I don't care about it. I'd rather have something paid off.
Yep.
But like if it's like, oh, I can buy like my goal right now is I want a GSF.
Yep.
I'll take a payment for a GSF, trade my Type R in for that. Like that's dope. But it's like if I'm gonna buy like a really nice Lexus ES, I'd rather just have my shit ass GS 300.
Yeah.
You know, that thing's $4 and it's lovely.
My problem is I drive too much to kind of warrant. Like I'd love a Bronco right now, right? And like that's going to come with a hefty payment, and then I'm going to rack those miles up real quick. So like that's why, all right, if it's a daily, buy it, cash up front, and not worry about it, and then I'll replace it in 3 years.
Yeah.
So like if I have a payment on something, that's why I kind of teeter. Oh, if were to get something newer and just nicer and have that be the fun car, if you will, and just get something super cheap and reliable that'll take me A to B.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, the biggest thing is fuck. I don't want to buy something new, nice that I really enjoy, and then just start, fucking whatever it is, like 50,000 miles a year or something.
Yeah. Or if you're planning on keeping it for a long time too,
it's like, and whatever it is, I'd want to not get rid of it immediately.
Yeah.
So
if you don't want to be tied down.
yeah. Tyler, say what? No cost. What is one mod you do to your car?
No cost?
No cost.
What do you mean?
In other words, like you got to do
Like
something.
I don't have to pay for it?
Or no. I don't know.
Like, what is the one mod you have to do to your car? Like if you have a new car.
Either that or just like my assumption was something that doesn't cost anything that you mod and change.
Oh.
Everything
the way
costs
I
something.
took it.
What costs nothing? Everything costs something.
Yeah.
Drive it, but even that
Costs money. Tyler, say what? Let us know what you meant.
I mean, I take a step outside of my door. I've already spent money. Like,
ripping underbody plastics off with my bare hands.
yeah. There you go. No cost. No cost mod.
Kyle Crowbath. When can Justice Beaver 69 and I come get shawarma and sit in on a podcast? Anytime you guys
Yeah,
want.
fly on over.
Yeah, we got some extra
You just
chairs.
Where's he living now, actually?
Pop on in.
He moved. Justice Beaver.
He did
69
move.
I don't
Yeah.
remember where he moves. It's still not Rhode Island. So
Yeah, no, he's still a ways away.
Let's get shawarma, baby.
Yes, always down for shawarma. Ian K. Can't be in the stream, so I guess I'll ask a question. Are you a hat or a no hat person?
Oh, I used to be a hat person. And then I started to work in like an office in like a professional setting, and I would like wear a hat to work and then take it off, and then wear it home. And I was like, well, this is really stupid. So I just stopped wearing hats all in general.
Okay.
Big hat guy.
I go back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop one on, take one off.
I do it for
Every
bad
time I
hair
walk by
day.
your office, you have it either on or off.
Most of the time, if I'm in my office, I have it off. But I'll pop it on if I'm going to go out and about into the world.
Mm.
Yeah, just it. Put my cap on, the old Jimmy cap. 1, 2, 3, 4 different people in the chat. I'm sorry. In the questions asked, do we have any donut meat dates yet? No, not yet. Maybe if it's really nice in March, but most likely April.
We should probably sit down and actually start to hash out a schedule.
Yeah. We're definitely going to have to look at some stuff this year.
What if they were 1 hour later?
Well, it can be. You can show up whenever you want.
Yeah.
I'll see you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
The parking lot will be here.
Shifted a little
A
bit.
pizza meat would be nice.
We'll hopefully bring back pizza meats again this year. Maybe less of them.
Less pizza.
Less pizzas
Yeah,
for sure.
there was everybody brought a box.
Everybody brought at least one pizza. So we ended up with
In the chat, with the question about the no cost was without considering the cost.
so
So any mod, regardless of what it costs.
Oh, geez. I mean, that's where do we stop?
It's either wheels or coilovers for me.
yeah, it would be suspension for sure.
Any mod without the cost, like
Wheels are my favorite thing.
I'm gonna
but
order a fucking motor from Jegs. Like, what are we talking here?
Yeah.
Like, sign me up. Here's the list. Yeah, it depends. Obviously depends what it is, but like suspension would be a big thing.
Yeah.
That depends what way you want to go with it, especially if it's track based and get real expensive real quick. Wheels would be good too. That's a big expense and makes a hell of a difference on a lot of cars. That's kind of the finishing piece. Get it right or you fuck it up. Double D603, how is Paul so cute? He was born that
I
way.
eat my Wheaties.
Maybe it's Maybelline. And Christopher.Jason picking up an 88 535 IS after
IS.
10 years of not having one. How much love do we have for E28 here?
Oh, the most love.
E28.
I want one so bad.
Chuck's M5, the E28, like is one of the best looking cars, hands down.
Mike Burrows just did a video about his love for E28s.
Yep.
The white one is really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, E28s are awesome, especially at 535. Like that's a great choice.
Yep. Good pickup. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Paul, thank you very much for coming to hang out.
Anything chicken wing, anytime.
You're a pleasure. Thank
Raph,
You're a pleasure.
Same. Thanks for coming to hang out.
Thank you.
We'll, any donut meat you want to show up late to, we'll figure out a spot for you. Everybody in the chat, thank you very much for coming to hang out. And as always, everybody for listening and viewing us on YouTube after the fact or whatever, that may be. We appreciate it very much. We'll be back next week. Matter of fact, next week, I'm going to say this now, everybody in the chat, everybody who's listening to this, we are going to do something real wild, get real buck wild, and record on a Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had talked about that.
We are going to record on Tuesday. That is
Tuesday.
February 13th.
Josh will post about it on Monday because I'll remind him.
Yep.
And then I'll post about it again on Tuesday because that's the day we're recording.
Yes.
Tuesday the 13th.
If he doesn't remind me, I may not show up.
Is it a Loverboy special? Is that why it's on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Whatever you want.
Big sausage fest.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
talk to the anticipated guest?
No,
All right.
because I got to nail that down because there were like 2 or 3 guests up in the air. And then one could make it, but then not. But it was a whole, Shook was involved.
Oh, Christ. Throw it all away.
So
None of it's going to work.
we got to nail down some things. But yeah, we'll be here regardless on Tuesday to record something. And then we'll be back to the normal schedule. We're just, we're lovers, not fighters. So we got to make sure we're there for the Wednesday. With that said, as always, thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel where you can like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Visit our website, revivalmotoring.com, where you can sign up for our B4B, check out our merch, buy some coffee, and then ultimately the donut meat schedule will pop up on there as well. Yeah, there you go, Tim Connors. Maybe that's a great idea. We'll just have Shook and Young Ben come in and run the show.
Like a behind the actor studio.
Yeah.
It'd just be a disaster. One of my favorite things is Zach Galifianakis has like Between Two Ferns.
Oh yeah.
Dude, oh my God. It's so damn good. I can get lost on watching clips of that for, 40 minutes. There was one where he was interviewing Brad Pitt, and he made Brad Pitt so upset. Obviously, it's fake, I know. But he made him so upset, Brad Pitt spit his gum directly in his eye, and it was amazing. It was so damn good. Spit it across the table. But I think that's a lovely place to end. Again, thank you, boys, for coming to hang out. Thanks to everybody out there. We will be back next week. Peace the fuck out.
Bye.